And this is
No Disclaimers Podcast. You try to harmonize on yours. Always. You try to be Michael Jackson. I'll be Tito. I can play my part.
What did Tito do?
I can't even.
Nothing.
If I harmonized, it was an accident. Trust and believe that
I'm
shit.
Your Majesty.
What?
This
is the second week in a row you came up with some wild. What was the one from last week?
That's Jermaine Jackson's son. His name is Your Majesty.
For real?
He fucking plays too much. Like, seriously, his name is Your
I'm
Majesty.
still.
Joe beat the shit and sense and everything out there. They don't got nothing left.
Rest in peace to Joe Jackson, because they try to
rest
shit
in
on
peace.
him in the media. The man is gone. Like, stop shitting on that man. They always shit on black fathers in
He made
entertainment.
his family
Would you
rich.
want? Would you?
Yeah.
Would you want to get them ass whoopings? I mean, no. I've gotten ass whoopings. Well, I guess if the ass whoopings
Those
turn
were
into a
beatings.
multi-million-dollar career.
If I knew the results of the ass whooping, if I could
Right.
see in the future like Doctor Strange,
Right.
Yes.
But they
Would you
always
just like
shit on
pre-buy
him,
some extra ass skin? Just to graft that up? Because I know he was lighting them
No,
shits
I would
up.
just no. You gotta wear shorts under your corduroys.
Listen, my
Can't
ass
feel
whoopings
nothing.
didn't lead to anything.
Why would you wear corduroys?
Because I wouldn't be able to feel the belt.
You can tell when
Right.
people ain't get their ass whooped growing up. They don't know nothing.
I'm not. No, my thing is, you gonna sacrifice the burn of the belt for the burn of your ass on some corduroy ribs?
No,
I
but
think
you
not.
knew when your parents was coming home. You know when you fucked up, you're like, okay, let me throw on some extra layers.
Yeah, but I just don't feel like anybody should ever own. What the fuck
I
are
ain't never
corduroys for?
prepared for that.
No, I didn't want to. I
like
was 9.
corduroys.
My mom bought my clothes. I
Like,
didn't.
oh, you're
choose. I
wearing
didn't say,
these fucking
oh,
corduroys.
I want to
Yeah.
wear corduroys. She.
I like
Them joints
corduroys.
with a mysteriously
though.
came up.
Corduroys
I fuck with
were
'em.
a thing.
They
growing
are
up.
a thing. Let
Them
it be
joints with a
20
mysteriously
degrees
came up.
outside. I'm gonna find some cute ones for me and Riley.
They got to be
Let it be
the. They got to
20
be the
degrees
thin ridge
outside.
ones though.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah,
thick.
Stay in
yeah,
the
for sure,
house.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's 20 degrees. I'm staying in the house. I'm calling it out. I'm in the house.
Okay.
But rest in peace, Joe Jackson. I
Yes.
wish this because he was the first LeVar Ball.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
With the
Venus and
belt.
Serena's dad, he was real like stern about this is how my daughters will be treated and all that. They try to shit on him too.
And look
You
at
know?
look at
Look
Serena.
at his daughters.
Look.
Yeah.
I ain't say look at Venus, but look at Serena.
Hey, you
Don't do that.
wow out of pocket.
I don't want to really look at either one of them, but
Well,
They're athletes.
Nigga said Shorty could throw a cotton ball on the roof. I've been dead ever since. You know how much fucking strength it takes
Yeah, she's
to throw a
strong as
cotton
shit.
ball on the roof?
yeah,
They strong
talking
as
about
shit.
Serena.
yeah, Booby Mouse. I call her Booby Mouse.
I love
Friday
Serena. I
night.
love Serena.
There goes our Wimbledon endorsement.
Right.
Sorry, Serena.
Strong as shit.
I think that's good.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
So she filling you up at night.
Yeah.
All that forearm on you.
Yeah, and
I
you're
wouldn't have that
Hey,
problem,
baby.
though. That's y'all issue. I'm good.
See, that's the
yeah
thing,
until
she
you the
still
small
looks
spoon and
soft.
she crumble you.
No, she still looks soft though. Like Serena is built like an athlete, but she still is.
I
She
don't
looks
know,
soft
but I
to
feel
me.
like
She
if
looks
I-
like the
Not like
juggernaut. She doesn't
jiggly,
look.
but like-
I
She
feel like
doesn't
if
look
I
soft at all.
slapped her ass, it would sound like I was kicking a can.
Wow, no, it doesn't look like that. to me. When she be playing, that don't be bouncing.
That joint looks titanium as fuck.
I've never watched it. I've never watched.
We talking about Serena here, not Kim K.
No,
not,
I know,
not-
yeah, I say what I say.
It don't be
Oh
bouncing.
damn.
It
That
don't
don't
be
look John
bouncing.
muscle bound.
Yes,
and
it
shit.
do.
No, it doesn't.
So I should do
clip.
100
I'ma
all
find the
ass
clip.
push-ups every day. Like,
Just look like she hold her farts in all the time.
I will not let y'all sit up here and shit on Serena like
No,
that.
No, she's bomb, but
she's
these are
bomb.
also
She's just
still
strong as
facts.
shit. She's the best tennis player ever, female
is.
or male.
Yeah.
I can't take that away from her, but I can't take those muscles away from her because she works so hard to get them.
Yeah, that's not my thing. Super strong ass
strong.
woman is not my thing. And I see it because you remember Anwar trains. Yeah, so I see him all the time. Like some of the girls he trained, and they're in their sport, amazing.
Yeah,
Just not for me.
yeah.
Okay. So
Oh, wow.
All right.
okay. Shout out to Serena and Venus.
What is Venus doing now?
Getting her
Shout out
ass
to
whipped by
both of
Serena.
them. Shout out to both of them.
That's
So-
crazy because she the older sister and she was like
She was the first
She was the
one.
first one, and
Yeah.
then your little sibling just like blows past you,
Flexed
and
on
no
your
one
shit.
knows like who you are. Like her claim to fame now was just like playing doubles with Serena.
They don't remember
And wearing
like Venus was the best
14,000 beads
at her
per
time.
But she's still a top 10 women's player. So I'm not
No
taking
doubt.
nothing. But no one just cares about her because Serena.
Serena's so good.
Just
That,
glad the beads are gone.
yeah.
Anyway, y'all about to, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there with y'all. What do y'all want to talk about? Same dash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody knows the situation with Lee Daniels and Dame Dash. I just want to ask y'all, has somebody ever owed y'all money and, was out and about, flexing, living life, being successful, you see accolade after accolade, but they owe you some money. Has that ever happened to y'all?
Niggas owe me money now.
Relentlessly, yeah.
And in Miami.
I got a couple open tabs still out there in the streets.
I'm not talking about like bets, because I know guys do a
No,
lot
bets
of
is
bets.
the
like you
like
borrowed
alone,
money, you
yeah.
didn't give it back that, yeah.
No, but bets, you still owe somebody money. What's the difference?
There is a small difference of, because when you bet someone, you didn't actually lose out on the money. It's just, but out of respect, though, that person owes you what they said they were going to give you. But it's not like something came out of your bank account to go into theirs and then it didn't go back.
Explain that to Vegas.
Yeah, but
no, I don't agree. Don't get me wrong. I don't agree. One is way more than the other.
The money that you loan somebody, you actually work for.
And it came out your pocket. Yeah. It's gone.
Yeah, but that's the only difference. I'm not saying that because if you bet, it's less, they should pay it back less. But I'm just saying that that's the difference in this situation.
I got that clip. I want to see if we can hear it here. Dame Dash confronted Lee Daniels.
Like Andre Leon Talley.
What the fuck was he wearing?
But he was looking like a fake ass Andre Leon Talley.
But we can't hear the vocals.
You can only read the subtitles because you can't hear the vocals anyway.
So basically, Dame approached him like, Lee, you owe me this money. What we gonna do about this? You need to pay my money back.
And he was still calm about it.
How long ago? You ain't invite me to Precious or nothing.
How long ago was that?
$2 million.
I think
it don't matter if it was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
What's petty though?
When Precious came out.
It had to be before Precious.
It was before Precious.
When did Precious come out?
Oh.
10 years ago?
No, it was he loaned him the money for Precious.
No, it wasn't for Precious. It was for another movie that
he was
flopped.
saying like you didn't even invite me to Precious, dog.
Okay.
Right. He was saying that because that was like that. Precious was the next. Yeah, Precious was the next movie that he got after the movie that he did with Dame Dash.
Yeah,
also, it was longer.
Yes.
Yeah, so
2009.
They haven't ran into each other in
When you
13
ducking
years?
a nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gonna.
But you would think with celebs though, you would be like in the same like venue.
But, they went to court, so they ran into each other like that. They've been to court for it, and Dame actually won, but he just hasn't paid up.
But see, this is with us knowing who Dame is and Hove and all them. Dame's a street nigga. He probably wants to just beat the shit out of Lee Daniels. But you do that, you forfeit your $2 million.
Exactly.
So it's just that game you got to play. I don't know if I could play that game. I might, if I got another $2 million, I might just give you $2 million worth of ass whooping.
Especially when the internet got a hold of it. The internet got a hold of it, and they were doing petty shit like, you go look up Dame Dash's net worth, and it says -$2 million, and then this came out, and it was like, oh, wow.
And then Lee Daniels gonna try to make it like, I know he needs it.
Yeah,
no, it's not about that.
His little funky ass $2 million.
It's not about whether he needs it or not, because I think Dame Dash is good. If he liquidates what he has, I think if he needed money, he can get the money.
It's not $20. Run me my bread. Like,
and women or men, this is an unwritten rule. If you owe somebody money, they shouldn't have to come looking for you. You go looking for them.
Yeah.
At all.
$2 million?
Yes.
I saw a caption on Twitter the other day or Instagram or something where somebody was like, your money is never funky until somebody owes it to you.
Okay.
When they borrow it, it smells good. But as soon as you want it back, here go your little funky $100. Like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if it didn't mean that much,
Nah,
why you had to borrow it?
Because you thinking, Dame, he's thinking, this is an investment. This is just not like, I'm letting you borrow like $2 million. So, like, how he carried Dame, especially us knowing all four of us, and I'm sure everyone else knows who Dame. Dame is not, he's a businessman. So it's not like you just like some random dude in the street. And for Lee Daniels, I think it also is a pride thing. You're like, out of all the niggas to play with, you're playing with me?
Right.
And like you said, I'm a black man. You was all talking about supporting black and investing in black at the time, but then you gonna turn around and treat your brother like shit.
First off, Lee Daniels is a white woman.
Well, be that as it may, if you tell someone that,
In disagreement?
I'm not going to say he's a white. I get it, though. I get it. I think, but more so, I'm not going to say...
Sabrae, this doesn't scream white woman?
No, you know what it screams? His outfit screams that I'm on a flight, and this is the blanket that they gave me in first class, and I'm going to wrap myself around it.
Do he not look like a fake-ass Andre Leon Talley, though?
Is that the big dude with the gray hair?
From Top Model?
Yes.
I ain't
No
watched
idea
Top
who
Model,
that is.
so
Yeah. See, I know people.
See?
I ain't watched Top Model.
He like
so
fake ass Andre Leon Talley just chilling there like.
Oh man,
Okay.
that looked like Morgan Freeman's
Send me
stepdaughter.
that. Send me that.
Can you please
So I can
go
put it on the show. I cannot.
Man, my
I
visuals be
can't.
ready. That's why I'm so good at Jonah. Like I can tell you who you look like and what stage of their life you look
No,
like.
but one of the biggest disappointments of it all is that you know how hard it is for Black people to trust other Black people when it comes to business and investing and stuff like that. So when you do something like that and it's so public, like it just creates more of that distrust because we really should. Because I'm sure shit like that happens in every single community, but for us, it's like we get the
What
bad
community?
rep. Like that's
That
Right.
PG County, $2 million. You must be talking about
I'm
Orange
talking about
County.
every community as far as groups,
Oh, yeah,
other
yeah.
groups, like because I'm sure it's like other groups do more business with each other than we do.
Right.
But it's stuff like that does happen. But when we just get that as a representation of how we are, and it's really not the case. But
He
he just
wouldn't have
made
played
us
with
look
Oprah
bad.
like that.
No.
Yeah, he wouldn't have played with Oprah. Well, Oprah wouldn't loan him it. At the time, nobody would own him. He would loan him it because actually, Dame Dash was like, yeah, like no, he talked shit on Tyler Perry, Oprah, and some of the studios, and was like, yeah, and Denzel Washington too. He was talking shit on them, saying how they wouldn't invest in him, and Dame was the only one.
Was Dame in the movie?
See?
No, so they did business on a movie prior to that one. He got his money back, and then he was like, okay, I want you to invest in this next one. This one's going to be a hit, whatever. And he was like, I really don't believe in the script. But Lee was like, I'll give you your money in 3 months. You're going to get your money back. Trust me, just like we did last time. It didn't happen.
Okay.
And that's how.
So
I was just
that's
wondering how the
so-
business relationship came about in the
So
movie.
Yes.
Dame trusted him off the first investment. Like,
Yes.
okay, he gave me my money back. I
Yes.
recoup.
Yeah.
All right, I'll basically,
Right.
So he
do
basically
you the solid.
hit him with the Cash App wheel.
Right.
But when you're investing, when you deal with investors, because I have people that are invested in some of the ventures that I give them reports. If it
Right.
doesn't go according to plan, I let them know
Yes.
what the new plan is. You know, I don't feel like you should have to, because I don't want to have to, like you said, I don't want to have to come look for you if I owe you. So I'm on the phone. Hey, look, this will happen this week. This will be looking for. And the way he could have did it, okay, the movie that he loaned you the money for flop. The next movie that blows,
He
give me
got
like $2
you.
million.
Right.
He should
I
have
need
did him on
2.5.
Precious.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then another thing, Dame made it very clear, this particular situation was not an investment, it was a loan.
Gotcha.
It was not, so it doesn't matter if the movie flopped or not, because if it's an
Right.
investor, you have that possibility
risk, right.
that
Right.
you may lose
He
out.
just
This
did
was a
off, like,
loan.
okay.
Yes.
Off the strength.
Yes, and said, I'm going to give you your money back.
But
Trust
you thought he
me.
was gonna forget about 2 M's? Like,
Yeah.
probably if I don't
So-
say nothing, he don't say
And then
nothing.
Dame is not like an entity like a Lionsgate or something like that. He is an independent person
Right.
who tries to put all his stuff out indie. And like he said on the Breakfast Club interview, I put my own money up. I'm not financially backed by whatever Weinstein or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He puts his own money up and does partnership deals with some of these companies, but if you screw him over, it's not like, okay, the business will recoup. No, that's like him.
Right. You
Right.
shook him out of his bread from his own
Yeah.
assets. That's
Right.
not
When
that's
you
not
use the
cool.
black shit in the beginning, you can't do shit like
Yeah,
that.
we got to go back to smacking niggas, man.
No, really.
Yeah.
No,
You
seriously.
stopped?
Yeah, niggas have stopped. Like you'd be surprised. Like
Hashtag can't relate. It's like, no.
listen, if you watch even how social media goes and how bold people are on social media.
Oh, yeah.
When I had to check a nigga at one of my parties.
See him in
Off
person.
some in person off some dumb basketball shit. Like I don't even like. I watch basketball in the playoffs, but I'm not a huge basketball fan. And I said something about LeBron or Jordan or something
Good
like that.
segue to our next topic. Go ahead.
There you go. And the dude is like, these dumbass niggas don't know nothing about I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like,
Simmer
Watch your
down, big
tone.
fella.
yeah. So, he's going in, and I'm like, after about 2 tweets, I'm not going to argue no more.
Right.
I said, hey, I don't think you should talk like this. Because I knew he had been at my parties before, and I knew
You're going to see me, sir.
I knew enough about him. If I wanted to reach him, I could. So I saw him at the very next
And anybody
next
can
party.
get touched, but go ahead.
He was there. I walked past him a couple times. I waited till I saw him off to the side. I say, hey, what's up with all that shit you was talking on Twitter a couple weeks ago?
Man, no, man. You know sports, man.
But this nigga hugged me like I
Man,
was
that
his
shit-
brother that just came home from the service.
You know that shit squashed, man.
it's
You know
just-
that's
you know
it's
how that
always
shit
squash
be, man.
anybody
We
get your
both-
ass whooped.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what the don't approach people like. But
Yeah.
it's a different day and time, and it's because niggas aren't smacking people enough.
A nigga drove
that
to
people think they could do
Temecula
that.
to go. Remember that dude on Twitter?
He
The
was
nigga,
real.
on Christmas. Nigga left his family
And
on
then made a
Christmas
song
Day
about it.
and drove to fucking Temecula to go fight a nigga over a Twitter sports argument.
He made a song.
Temecula.
Somewhere
A
in
city we
Cali,
still
I
don't
think.
know where it is.
Because I was like, for the list, I was gonna just let that
The
breathe.
dude
by,
was
but I'm
in like
hold up.
the dude said, yeah, let's meet in Temecula. The nigga was in Arizona, so he wasn't even nowhere near there though. But the dude really drove out there, took a picture in front of the sign, like, I'm here, what's up? This nigga was ready to square up on Christmas Day over
That's
sports
wild.
arguments.
See, this
too
is
much.
what irritates me because, like, you don't want to take it there.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then when people are playing that tough guy and realize you're not about that, then when you confront them, then it's like, oh, I'm too mature, I'm too grown. Who fights anymore?
Yeah, me.
Well, you just agitated me. Like,
Me.
you got me to that point.
Me.
Now it's...
And I fight because I don't mind losing the fight. If I'm not saying I'm the best nigga in the world with the hands, I believe in my hands. But if I got a 50-50 chance every time I square up, fuck it, prove it to me.
I got my shit about 70,
I should 80-20 like the
about 70.
relationship rule.
Well, nah, I ain't never lost, so I'm at 100%.
I've never lost
right
a
now,
fight
but I'm
either.
about,
I
I'm
done
about,
lost a fight.
I've tied.
What the fuck is a tie?
That's what they told me it was. I felt like I
wow.
won. They said it was a tie. I didn't get hit in the face
This
at all. I didn't
never
have
been
any
punched in the
visible
face before.
bruises.
Yeah.
This nigga had a foot mark, literally a shoe mark. I kicked this nigga in the face. He had a shoe mark on his face, and they was like,
So you just
"Oh, it's a tie."
God damn.
I haven't had any,
That was
anything
back in
in
my
adult
college
life.
days. Back in my college
Honest,
days.
I've never been hit in the face before. It's just, you're not getting a chance to hit me.
Women don't
Yeah.
fight. They just talk about how they fight, but they've never been in a fight.
My shit was on YouTube. I need you to relax.
You're in the minority.
Damn.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean,
in my adult life,
fight.
I haven't
Never
gotten
fought
into
before in
anything
my
like
Because
life.
women don't get into the same altercations men do.
Right.
Because bitches don't really be wanting smoke. They just want to talk about it.
I don't want any smoke personally.
Nigga
but
want smoke, I'm gonna give his ass a chimney. Fuck that shit.
I don't want any
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah.
I
give
like the shit out the
defensive-
blunt.
I give defensive smokes if necessary.
Smokes.
but
Smokes.
I be having.
What tribe are you from? Smoke sickness.
I don't want it.
I will have to be defending myself. but
Said,
Not no initiation
I want a
smoke.
chimney full.
Listen, we came up different. You couldn't get away with that shit at soon in high school.
Facts.
Yeah.
Or anywhere in the old PG.
And
Like I said, the old.
yeah, and Jameel, it's been times I didn't want to fight, but I have to fight because it's just like this whole bully thing, or like even in jail. Once somebody realizes you want to, because this is how I feel about bullies. They only fight people that don't want to fight back. Even if you fight a bully and lose, he's gonna think twice. He's like, I could lose this second.
He might
go
come
around.
fight
He
me
might go do
again.
some push-ups and come back.
Yeah.
Speaking of being a bully, though, everybody leave my man LeBron alone. We just got the notification that he moved to. He just signed 150 million something dollar
154 for four years.
4 years with the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm happy about it.
It's not a good move.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be tuned
I don't feel
in.
like he should have went to the West Coast.
I think this would be good for Lonzo Ball.
But this is the thing.
I mean,
if he was going to win ring,
Alonzo?
Lonzo.
Alonzo is Denzel Washington in Training Day.
Shut up. I said is Lonzo in because they got similar.
He's still there.
LeBron.
But
I get them mixed up. Go ahead.
if I'm LeBron and I want a ring, now we don't know what LeBron's head is at. He just may have wanted to play for the Lakers to. He just may have been a Laker fan growing up. But if I want to win a ring, it's no way I'm going to the West.
Think about it like this, though. If he goes to the West and focuses on beating Golden State, then it's really not that much competition.
What about
East.
Houston? What about Boston? What about Philly? Because
All
now
right.
you get
That's the only hot take I had.
I'm just saying you get because this is what you do
Small
now.
takes.
You go from a conference that you was dominant in, and I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I just know sports. You go from a conference that you were dominant in for years, right?
10 years straight.
10 years straight. And now you go to a conference that was dominated by teams that have knocked you out of the finals, right? And you make it easy. So let's say off top, Boston and Philly next year in the Eastern Conference Finals. They don't see any competition until the Eastern Conference Finals. LeBron has to beat Golden State or Houston, San Antonio.
True.
You know what I'm saying? All just to get to the finals. So even if you magically knock these teams out before you get there, now you're dealing with young teams that didn't have to go through the same course you went through. And Kyrie would love nothing more than to beat LeBron in the finals. So let's just say, conversation's sake, he gets through San Antonio, he gets through
He won't.
Houston, he won't at all. Because unless you go get this is the only way.
Devil's advocate situation.
They need 2 more superstars. Kawhi Leonard, Boogie Cousins. If they don't get those 2,
Boogie coming to the Wizards.
Boogie so
I heard.
fun.
Now the Wizards need that too. But if they don't get something comparable, two other guys that can put up 30 points any given night, they don't stand a chance in the Western Conference.
I see it both ways with LeBron because I didn't agree with the move, but who the fuck am I? He doesn't fucking care.
Right.
I think LeBron is going to be he's so bigger than basketball now. Like when he leaves basketball, he's going to be the biggest player
Definitely.
to ever do it. This is how I feel about the move. I didn't care when he went to the Heat. I don't give a fuck. This shit is business. They don't give a fuck about us.
Right.
Yeah.
You go to the Lakers. This is why I don't like the Lakers move. No matter what, he's too late in his career to really. He's already cemented his legacy. I don't think he cares if he ever wins another ring.
Right.
Okay.
Gee,
Why
I
go
think
to
he cares.
Boston or the Lakers? Kobe's there.
Right.
Magic's there. There's nothing that you can do this late in your career that's going to you're going to be in their shadow. I don't even want to play for the Bulls.
Right.
Even though they've only been good with Jordan. Like, everyone's going to... You're tired of people comparing you to Kobe and Jordan. What the fuck you think they're going to
But
do
he
now?
already did that. He already cemented his legacy with Cleveland.
It's
so
not even
just
with
like-
Cleveland in his basketball career, like, period.
Yeah.
To me, he has nothing to prove.
Right.
But to go to the Lakers, it's kind of like crazy because, like, you think of the Lakers, who's the first person you
Kobe.
think of? Kobe.
Right.
Why the fuck would you want to go play? Like, Sabrae, if you made, like, a legacy in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, right?
I get what you're saying. I do get it. But what if he takes them to the finals and win this year?
He
not.
won't.
He's not.
You
not.
know why? Now, this is why I do praise him going to the West because so many people say, "Oh, he's playing in the East. It's so easy."
It's soft,
now
yeah.
he's went to the West. Now it's the issue. Y'all were just saying that basically he was having a walk through East. Okay, well now you got what you wanted.
So
he's
now
in the West.
He would see these teams
Four
four times a year.
Yeah.
So, but don't you think he may know some insider information as far as what teams in the West, like who's getting traded?
Look at the
what
last two
intricate
signings
pieces are
after
getting
LeBron.
moved?
You got Lance Stevenson, you got JaVale McGee. Now, these aren't superstars by any means. However, the oddness of, Lance and LeBron's history.
Yeah, those contracts are small though.
But I'm just saying, them being on the same team makes that move didn't happen without LeBron's approval. The JaVale McGee move didn't happen without LeBron. So I'm like, what does LeBron see in LA? Now, what I think he sees is a point guard who's good at being a point guard in Lonzo Ball, right? So he may not handle the ball as much. It'll be his 16th season. So you get a solid young point guard, right?
But he had that with Kyrie.
Kyrie is more than Kyrie. When I
He's
think
a
of Kyrie,
shooting
I
guard.
think like Steph. I think a two that can handle the ball.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that.
So, but Lonzo, I think of his strength is in passing and running offense. From what I've saw, he's not a strong shooter like that. He's not going to drive like that.
So
like,
why would he go there? Because LeBron, his game has basically flourished with shooters. Because he commands the ball so much.
Right.
And he basically gets to the hole.
Right.
They trap him, and then he passes out. It's no shooters in L.A.
He may be switching gears.
I don't think anyone really knows why the fuck he went to
I
L.A.
think that we'll find out. I think
We
that
will.
he is very strategic. Him and his team, they don't do shit just for the sake of doing shit. I think that they know some shit is about to happen, or they're making moves behind the scenes to make whether it's different coach changes, player changes, whatever. Something's gonna.
I tell you why he went to L.A. What the fuck is in Cleveland besides Bone Thugs and Harmony,
There's
like
other places
Memorial?
But there's other
Reunion tour.
places- there's other
Setting up-
places he could have done.
That's
gone
Hollywood.
though.
He's
Now-
about
Mount
to.
Harmony.
Julius Randle.
Okay.
It's Hollywood.
Okay.
He's
the
preparing
next-
himself
yeah.
in like networking
For next,
For
for the
after.
next
Fucking all
shit.
the-
To
Yeah.
phase out of
Basketball.
basketball.
I see that.
But still
could've just
being
moved after this,
competitive.
though, I mean.
So Julius Randle made it clear he doesn't want to come back to LA. That gives
Fuck
you
him.
opening to go after
Fuck
a
him.
solid big man like DeMarcus Cousins or a Kawhi Leonard.
we'll know
and then-
exactly
look,
why.
I saw somebody say this on Twitter the other day. He's been planning this for a while. How did he get Jordan Clarkson?
Move them contracts.
He moved the contracts off of LA into Cleveland mid-season last year.
He's a smart. No.
You see what I'm
Jameel,
saying?
he's a smart motherfucker.
He is.
And he has a
LeBron,
team.
he
Everybody
just-
on his team was smart as well. But like when people say, "Why did he stay in the East?" What team was he going to go to in the East that could beat the Golden State Warriors?
Philly is probably the
No,
only
they
team that
still
had a
can't.
chance.
No, too young.
I just
They had a
want to
chance.
know, did they print any jerseys with James on the back of it yet?
I'm sure.
Because
If
I
they-
need to order
Somebody
mine.
probably bootlegging
They
them
probably
on
already
Thursday.
knew it. They was probably printing jerseys 2
probably
weeks ago.
bootlegging them joints.
I need my shit today.
But like Sean said, it's certain markets you don't get bigger than, and LA is one of them.
Yeah.
You don't get
can't be
bigger
bigger
than the LA market. You don't get bigger than the New York market. And if I had to choose,
New York
of course,
is trash.
New York is trash. I'm definitely not going to New York. But with him making that move to LA, even if they don't win a ring over the next 4 years, he's going to make so much money in Los Angeles.
I like it. I just like it.
And now you've touched. So he's been to Miami.
Like
Cleveland is in the Midwest. Now he's going West Coast. The LeBron factor is going to be all over the United States.
I knew
By
he was
time
going,
his legacy
when
is
his
done.
son, when I realized his son was going to school in Cali, I'm like, because he
That could
is
be
a family
too.
man. Other, he's not like Drake, who only sees his kids once a year.
Wow.
So it's like,
My
but
bad.
it's no way.
Twice.
It's no.
My bad.
It's no way that he was going to go. His son was going to go to school in Cali and him not follow.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Wow, that's
at the end of the day, when you're at the top, you can make the decisions that you want. And nobody, who cares?
Do whatever.
Let's switch gears a little bit. I'm here for it. So yeah. Recently in the media, Terry Crews was criticized for, I guess, holding back from his sexual assault case that he had with that famous director, who had a lot of power in Hollywood. So basically, back up a little bit, the dude grabbed his nuts in front of his wife and stuff like that.
that mule.
And and then people were criticizing him. Even 50 Cent said something. Russell Simmons, unfortunately, made a little comment with the laughing emojis while he's going what he's going through. But
He's a wild joker. I didn't know he was that wild.
yo, yes.
Boy.
So play the clip, Jameel.
All right,
Play.
here we go.
And I immediately, the first reaction was to be violent. And I immediately held back.
Why weren't you? You're a big, powerful man. Why didn't you?
That's the judge, white lady judge.
It's a
And she
question I
said, "Why
had.
didn't you?"
Senator, as a black man in America,
Say it as it is. I think it's important.
you only have a few shots
Oh, fuck, Terry.
at success.
Come on.
No, he's right. Okay, you can stop it. So basically, what he was saying was,
I was waiting to
God
get to this
damn
topic.
it,
You go
Terry.
ahead, Sabrae.
no, because let me no.
I'm not saying anything.
No,
Why
because
did you open your legs that wide? It's okay. You just really ready. Like, you about to...
I wouldn't let no nigga goggle my nuts.
Listen. But you know what I
Oh,
don't
it
like
wasn't
about
a-
that
Yeah,
statement?
what?
Because what he is saying is not success, but to make money on the level that he wants to make money, it's only a few ways to do it. And if you want to do it, you got to let somebody grab your
no,
nuts
that's
sometime.
not what he was
That's
saying.
exactly what he
no,
said.
that's not what he was
No,
saying.
that's not what he was saying.
That's
I feel
not-
like
go ahead, Yatta.
that's a mild. I feel like that's a bit of a reach. He's essentially saying, and you could apply this to anybody's career path.
Exactly.
If this is my dream and this is what I want to do, and I'm passionate about it, and I'm right here, and it's in the palm of my hand,
And you're
yeah,
black?
and you're black. I look at it right now.
And somebody
Go ahead,
grabs
let her
my...
finish her thought. Let her finish
No,
her
this
thought.
is early on in his career, though. So it's like, okay. And my thing is, Terry Crews is not exactly like, he's not a Denzel right now. You know what I'm saying? But he's looking at it like, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. And you're in a situation where it's like, okay, I could act rashly, and it could be the end of all of this.
Yes.
That nigga's big. You see how brolic this nigga is? He would have killed that dude.
He's soft.
No.
Because what he's doing now, what change is that making? They're looking at it again like, oh, we can control these niggas. Because once again, what he's doing right now is he's saying that because things are the way they are, I had to not react so I can still feed my
But he's
family.
trying
at
to
night.
Take away the
But it's
power.
still
He's
control- but
giving
it's still
them more
con-
He's
power.
giving them
No,
more
it's
Still
not
power.
controlling
Now he
us because if he'd have beat his ass, he'd have went to jail. And guess what?
How you figure he was going to go to jail?
If he'd have
Because-
beat his ass,
Listen, do you know what sexual assault is?
I'm well aware.
Okay, so
you can
if
defend yourself,
you
right?
react in the moment of sexual assault, you won't go to jail.
First
Yeah,
of
that
all,
sounds
you're talking
good.
about an
That's
industry
like saying if you
No, look.
listen to cops, you won't get shot.
How
But
long Chris Brown do?
The
He
last
beat the shit out of Rihanna.
the last fight I
Oh
got
my
in,
God.
the
that
last
nigga went to jail.
look,
for 2 weeks.
Hold on, let Jameel
the last
finish.
fight I got in was because a dude had grabbed a girl I was with, grabbed her ass. And I was the only person around. And another girl was like, hey, B, but I didn't even look for nobody. We went into it, beat the shit out of the dude, and he went to jail that night. after he got his ass whooped by me and my man whose girl it was.
But Jameel, you're talking about
Regular
you, a
niggas.
black man,
Right.
against another black man. We're talking about an industry that's dominated by Jewish people, and if you don't
With money.
and
don't-
he
but-
did
but-
not
matters.
hold on,
Okay.
wait, because there's more to the story that a lot of people aren't publicizing. He did go to the authorities. He did go to whatever.
Fuck the authorities.
But listen though,
Because
you
this why
could be
My thing is,
easily
we not gonna
labeled
take
as
care of this nigga when
you
he-
can
when he-
easily be labeled as the angry black woman, difficult to work with, never get work.
Then work with your own people.
Hold on, we're not
But
talking.
that's not-
Like
but
you
that's
said,
not
we're not talking
always-
about him. We talking about Terry Crews. So let's stick to.
So
the,
that's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
he's in an industry that's dominated by Jewish people, and you know that a lot of demonic sexual shit goes on. And he did the proper channels. He went to the police. He said he went to whatever's equivalent to their HR department. But he did all those channels. But no, he didn't just wail on the dude because he probably wouldn't have been able to finish out that project. And you know how quick they can blacklist your ass.
Yeah.
But
And
it's-
there's no equivalent. There's no black equivalent to Hollywood.
I've been-
it's worth. So
I'm not saying that. I'm just
But
not
that's what he's saying.
I'm not saying.
That's
I'm
what
not
he's
saying that
saying, though.
it's worth it. I'm just saying that if you want to get work, you can't.
That's
you can't
pathetic.
Be,
That's
you
what he-
can't.
I look at it
What
like,
did you expect him to whoop his ass?
yes.
Every single
Yes.
day, we make adult decisions just
Okay.
like this, though. That's what makes it bullshit, though, because it's like, okay, growing up and we talk about this all the time. At the position that I'm in right now, I have far more to lose tango with motherfuckers who either are in a position of power above me or who have nothing to lose. At this point, every single, you know how many people who ask I should beat, but I have to weigh my options because it's like, if I lose,
You go to work tomorrow and your supervisor grabs your ass. What do?
I'm pressing charges.
Thank you. That's all I'm
You're
saying.
gonna just calmly walk away and press
You might
charges.
get cussed out, but I'm pressing charges. At the end of the day, I'm going to hit you where it hurt you the most. If I smack the shit out of you, okay, guess what? Now I've assaulted you. Now we got to prove that you did what you did to me. We got to hope somebody saw it or the camera saw it or whatever. But if I
You
take
still
away your
gotta hope
livelihood,
that when you go press charges.
Yeah, but no, but that's a good point because, like you said, that's you. You can hurt him. Terry Crews pressing charges against him. You think we're talking about the industry that we're trying to? That's not going to help us. You think him pressing charges is going to do anything?
The police,
No.
police
But
are in the
him
same
beating-
bed.
So what is
but him
beating his ass? What is that
he
gonna
gets,
do?
Because
he
it
gets
makes-
hurt, he
it makes
heals,
the
you
sta-
have no career.
It don't. You will have a career because it makes a statement.
That you're an angry
So
black
so
man.
so
It's-
Monique,
because,
does
listen.
she have a career? No, she's labeled
Monique-
difficult to work with.
Monique
That's
didn't
just
have a-
one
she's
example.
been labeled to-
Monique
but that's-
but listen, Monique
that's
got
why, from
blackballed
not
by the
putting up
same
shit.
person that owes that Lee Daniels owes Dame
No,
Dash $2
she's
million.
not just. But no, you think she just blackballed by Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and
But-
Lee
but
Daniels?
look
no,
at-
she's
So,
blackballed in the industry.
As women, right? Say if in y'all relationships a man comes up and grabs y'all niggas nuts and he says, you know what? I'm worried about my career, this and that. Are you going to say, you know what? That's the right
That's
thing.
not the same
I'm gonna
setting.
Why-
say-
Because this is a
But it's
a
not
nigga
the-
grabbing
not
your.
the-
If you're in a professional setting with somebody who's in a position,
It's not-
of
it wasn't a
power,
professional setting, though.
I mean, no,
It was
it's a professional setting because he's in a position of power over your career.
He was on a what you call it? What
It
do you
was
call
an
it when you?
event. It was a party.
He was on a
No,
walkway.
I thought
like
he
a-
was on like
No, he was like on
at
a walkway.
shooting
Like
something.
When I say professional setting, I don't actually mean a physical location. I mean, this is somebody who's
Okay.
in a position of power in the career field that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the same as a random nigga on the street grabbing your dick. That's
on
not the
set.
same
He
we
said
can
he was
never
on
simulate the same. We can, okay,
He
so
said
this,
he was on set.
All of these
So-
people put they pants legs on one leg at a time, just like me. I don't give a fuck if you the supervisor, if you the CEO. You're not gonna disrespect me. If I got to make my role harder to let you know that you will never disrespect me like that again, it's gonna happen. A dude tried to kiss Will Smith on the red carpet. He backhanded him.
Nothing happened to Will Smith.
Nothing happened to Will Smith.
You don't know
and
what
I guarantee,
happened to Will Smith.
he was-
And you don't know what he allowed to happen before.
And you don't
So
know-
You don't,
But my point is, in that moment, whatever he decided, you got me fucked up.
but
And
was
he-
that a Hollywood director, like a famous
wasn't
director
black.
in power?
He wasn't
But
black.
see, that's
The-
if that's what you care about, then it matters. If you're gonna let people disrespect you conditionally, then don't talk about
And
the
honestly,
shit.
I don't think women understand it how men understand it.
So while
it's not
I
to say
understand
that.
now, if Terry Crews beat the shit out of him, I'm not gonna say, oh, he was wrong. I'm like, that was right too.
He didn't even
But
have
I'm
to beat
not,
the shit
or
out of
hit
him.
him or react in a physical way. I'm not gonna say that was wrong, but I'm not gonna also
Just
say
check
that
him,
not
though.
saying
Maybe
that
not.
was wrong.
Check
But
him.
he
And I
did
can-
what
but
was
the
the
narrative is
protocol
beat
to
his
do.
ass. Like,
Okay,
He's
so-
a big. First of all, white supremacists talk about how a 12-year-old made them fear for their life. A 16-year-old, I was in fear for my life.
Okay.
So a grown-ass, burly-ass, buff-ass black man,
That nigga burly.
if he even open hand slapped him, oh my God, look at the big,
So a
big
black man's only defense is to go to the police?
That don't give a fuck about us in the first place?
No.
A black man's only...
You
Are
have
we really
to go
talking
through
about this?
You have to go to through the proper channels.
No.
If he did not,
If
he didn't report
if the proper
then-
channels are rooted in bias against you, then what do you have to gain by going through the proper channel? He went through the proper channels. This how long ago was this?
This I don't remember how long he said.
So let's say it was 7 years.
Okay.
Let's say it was 7 years ago.
Nothing's
What's
happened,
happened?
but go ahead.
What's happened?
Nothing.
I look at it like
Now,
this.
let's do the flip
So what's
side.
your-
This
okay.
same thing happens. Terry Crews chokes this dude up and makes a scene and says, "If you ever think you're gonna put your hands on me for something like this because I'm scared of a movie role, you got me fucked up."
And he never gets
makes,
work again.
Okay, but he makes
And
it.
his
it don't-
family-
Now
How do
he's
you
like
know
in and
that?
out.
You're saying
Listen,
those are...
listen.
You don't know that. You don't know that he would
like,
either.
Now let's
Right.
liken it.
I
Let's
agree.
liken this to Colin Kaepernick. Okay, has Colin Kaepernick complained about anything? Is he missing work? Everybody wants him.
He want to be signed like a motherfucker. What do you mean?
Who did he tell you that?
He's eating, though.
He has said
His
that he
attempt-
wants to get signed.
He said he wants
He
to play
said that.
football. He's clearly
he wants
said
to
He
play
was going
football.
to all types of
He's
camps
taking
and
what
training
Jameel is
camps.
saying. He's taking the proper channels, and he still don't got no career.
He
This is-
still
but this
still
is
don't
the-
got
but
no
this the
career,
kicker,
but he's
though.
making more money than me, you, anybody sitting at this table, and he stood up for himself. And at
But
the
is he
end of the
making
day,
more money than he was making before?
it don't
but that's not what
matter
I'm saying,
though.
but all
we
I'm
don't
saying
get to
is-
decide that for other people, though. We don't get to
Right.
tell
But
people.
this is
none
not-
of us are going to contribute to the Terry
But
Crews
this-
fund when this motherfucker
So,
can't feed his family.
But this is
That's
the
not point.
issue.
This
If-
is how I look at it. Hold on, Jameel.
Go ahead.
Now that this is my opinion. Now we're saying, okay, you can pretty much do whatever you want to me because
Exactly.
I'm protecting I'm looking out for my family, my career. It's basically like I got a price on my head. It's
Exactly.
not necessarily like money, but I'm never going to react the way you want me to. And you know what they're saying? We got these black people exactly where we supposed
And
to
guess
be.
Black
what?
balls.
Voice out.
In Hollywood, it's doing that to him. In every other field and career industry that's out here that black people work at are doing the same
You do
motherfucking
not
thing.
change the rules by abiding by them.
Basically.
It
You don't
doesn't
really
work
change
that
it
way.
by smacking the
So
shit
how
out of
many?
people.
How much do
not?
people talk?
You-
How much
listen,
do black people
How many
tolerate
rules
in the
have
workplace?
changed by
What
niggas
I don't-
smacking people?
What are you talking about?
I don't tolerate anything in the workplace.
The whole civil
That's-
rights
that's
movement,
you.
the fact that the
I
black...
don't. I work for myself. I'm
Listen,
just saying.
And I'm lying, Sabrae. I do tolerate some stuff. I'll be lying. But a man violating my personal space, my son doesn't even allow me to be in the bathroom with him while he's using the bathroom. That's just something that cannot be tolerated. If a man
So can I
came
say
up
you
to...
soft because you let your son chump you like that?
Yep. So a man can't... If I have my two boys with me, right? And a man comes and violates me like that, I'm like, yo, I'm thinking about... I don't have time to think about that because now my sons have to know how a man operates. A man
Period.
can't do that to me. He can't violate me like that because my son is going to say, Dad, why you let that man grab your balls like that? You know what? Because I was thinking about your future. Sorry, if I have to face the consequence... No, and I'm dead ass.
It's for real. It's
But
for
my thing
real.
is, but then you could also liken that to somebody being wrongfully accosted by the police and playing the game accordingly. And then your son saying, well, Dad, you didn't do anything wrong. Why'd you let that cop, blah, blah, blah. Then you have to explain to him. My thing is,
different.
reach or not.
Did the
but I just
police
feel
grab my nuts?
I can see, he might have shit. He might have had one hell of a frisk.
Then I'm
do
going to
that.
jail. And guess what? I'm going to jail.
Have fun with that, But
Okay.
my thing is this: I feel like I understand both sides of it. It's like, yes, naturally, somebody violates you. The first thing you want to do is give violence. Absolutely, and I totally understand that logic. But I'm also not going to knock somebody, and that's part of our problem as Black people is that we're so quick to go to that level, and we don't. A lot of times, that knee-jerk reaction is a problem for us down the line. We're not going to sit here and act like the playing field is level to where it's like, okay, well, you did that and you stood up for yourself, and guess what? Now you can't. Now you got to go do some bullshit, or you can't live your dream because you rashly reacted to an instance. I get both sides of it. It's ultimately what I'm
But
saying.
in the
It depends
same
on the
breath, that's what you're
person.
doing is saying that the playing field is level by going through the court system and the police.
And
It's
you
not.
know it's not level. That's the whole point. You saying if he was a white man, yeah, that would have been the proper channel.
But it's also
even
drawing
you-
attention to that.
But by going through the
It's-
proper
they've been drawn
channel,
to
it covers your ass more than anything.
No,
because if
it
it
covers
does
whose ass?
So let's just say he went through the proper channels, but he got his own equalizer outside of the workplace, and he got some shit done behind the scenes. But on paper, he did what he had to do.
Okay.
So he can't go to jail. He can't.
Who's
be,
filing that paper?
Yeah,
So
I get what
who-
you're saying,
but
Jameel,
so that's what
I
I'm saying.
do,
It's
but
no out. That industry executive plays golf with that judge.
I get what you're saying.
So now he's saying, okay, well, I'll do it the right way. You can do it the right way. It's still not going to work. So now you got to deal with the fact that you let a man touch your balls for the sake of keeping your career. You went through the proper channels. They didn't do shit. You knew they wouldn't do shit because this system has never been built for them to do shit for us in the first place. And now you're coming like, oh, well, look, we can't react like that. No, we have to react like that. More stuff got done in our history as black people in this country when we said, you know what, enough is enough. We're going to start putting hands on you motherfuckers.
And look where we at now.
So
We're still in the same fucking situation.
But you know why?
So it didn't really solve much.
No, but you know why? Because we got lazy and we got complacent. This exact same narrative that Terry Crews is speaking right now is why we're in the same exact spot that we were 40, 50 years ago. Because it's like, oh, we just want to play fair. It's the time for playing fair is over. If a motherfucker grab your nuts in front of your wife on the red carpet when you're supposed to be at work, you beat his goddamn ass. And then after the fact, you worry about that later.
So because what about the women?
If that's what it costs.
So what about the women that go through this?
The same thing.
So the women should be their ass too?
Yes. If somebody violates your personal space, I don't give a fuck who you are. The first thought that's going to run through your head is I'm about to smack the shit out of this.
Yeah, first thought, but you have to. You can't. We too old to be knee jerk reacting, and that's just fact.
But see, we as black people, we put down knee jerk reaction, but white people knee jerk react all the time.
Yeah, we're in the system of white supremacy,
and that's part of the problem.
Sabrae, Yatta, we all four go out, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all feel protected, right? Because because y'all have y'all dudes. Okay.
No, yeah.
Besides,
yes.
okay, y'all dudes not with like. I'm looking after y'all like y'all my girlfriend,
right?
Like y'all my mother, y'all like my sister,
right?
A nigga can't come and touch your breast, and I'm gonna say, damn, I might get locked up or I might get fired.
I'm gonna put my hands on.
The first thing is, you going to know if you see this woman with me ever again, you're not going to think twice about touching her because I'm gonna fuck them up.
Period.
Because if I don't, you going to look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
Period. And you know that. We've had these conversations before.
I understand that.
You can't
but this
understand
situation, I do.
Okay.
I'm saying that what he did, I'm not saying that that's all what people should do 100% because I agree with the Colin Kaepernick route and I agree with his route. I can understand both sides, you know, but for him, it's more than just I'm protecting somebody. He could lose it all. What's the stop?
He got way more than me. Hold on. He got way much more money than me. I don't have no money. I'm putting my shit
right, and hence none of us are going to take care of this nigga though. Like or anybody else.
And y'all not going to take care of me either. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking like
I might have took care of you, son.
I'm thinking ain't no nigga going to play with Sabrae or Yatta when they with me.
Period. And Terry Crews has been in the industry
He's
long
a millionaire.
Enough. He's made enough money to smartly reinvest and not need that career. Because this is the thing, Sabrae.
Who are we to count this man coins though?
But this is the thing. What's to stop the next director from doing that? Not only to him, but to the next young actor, because they know that this old veteran actor, these are the veterans. These are the people that are supposed. He's on the tail end of his career. He should have had it together enough to be able to take that stand.
And you think him reaching out to Senate is not him being blackballed anyway?
His career.
So
you think people still going to want to fuck with him? Now he's exposing one of them. He's still about to be blackballed.
He's still going to lose.
You just say he's on the tail end of his career. So at this point, does it really matter? He's already had a career.
Can I reverse real back? After they fall off.
Can I reverse real back?
Yeah.
Because y'all never answered my question.
What?
You asked the question.
If a nigga was out and he touched y'all and me and Jameel did not do anything and our response was, you know what? We were thinking about, are y'all going to accept that?
It depends.
I would, because I probably already shanked the nigga, so there's that.
No, okay. So if you say you had you work for not under this administration, but Secret Service, you had a top secret clearance, and you like.
I'm sorry, I just want to get the helicopter out because I feel like.
You can ask me. I'm ready for that. Go ahead.
No, you asked me a question. I'm answering. I'm answering it. Mm-hmm. So. And you had a top secret clearance that you can lose. You cannot be, you could be in jeopardy of not being able to feed your sons and all of those things if you engage into a physical altercation with this guy. So I personally would not be like, no, whip his ass, lose it all. Because what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, I personally, if you didn't do anything, I'm going to be like, I understand that.
Yeah, if you want to if you want to throw yourself out there like that, then fine, that's your choice. Right. I feel like you're making a conscious choice to do that, and I respect that from you as my friend. But if you actually weighed your options before you acted, you have a lot to lose. doing shit like that. You know,
get that
you
much
have,
sense.
you have sons out here. You somebody's father.
Yeah.
You
I
somebody's family.
And you know why I'm doing it?
can't-
Because I have sons out here.
But
You got to know that.
I know, but I wouldn't hold it against you if you
you didn't.
chose
That's
to
what
not
I'm
do
saying.
something
It's some
like
slavery
that.
shit. Remember when
It
they used
is.
to take your wives and you couldn't do nothing because hey, they're going to fucking kill me. It's some slavery
And that's
shit.
that's where that
is.
way of thinking that's where it spans from. We've been emasculated so much as black men that it's a shame now. If you stand up for yourself as a black man and you say, listen, this is how they do. I got a partner that's from Italy. He said over in Italy, they fucking fight. It ain't no talk. It ain't no discussion. They will fight in the fucking street, and the police don't come till 30 minutes later. You got an issue with a motherfucker. Y'all square it up right there, and then you go your separate ways. We as black men in this country have been either unable to defend ourselves,
We gotta turn our
or
cheek.
we've been told that it's not right to defend ourselves, or we'll lose an opportunity if we defend ourselves, and we tired of it. So, and that's what I said. I'm not faulting Terry Crews for the route he took, but the narrative that he's spreading is very dangerous because what it's saying is, I care so much about my career that I will let another man violate me for the sake of keeping my career, and that's bullshit.
I want to say something before you go, Yatta. I think that narrative is something that you took from it, but I got a whole nother narrative.
No,
And
listen to what he just said.
But he said a lot more. I
He's
watched
trying
the
to
whole
justify
thing,
why he
but-
did what he did, though. He's explaining
Yes,
why
he's explaining.
he took that.
Yes, because
took
she's
that
like,
route.
why didn't you just push him? As if
He
she
said-
wouldn't
he's just
hurt-
explaining
as
himself.
if she wouldn't be the same judge to lock his ass the fuck up if he made his face bloody or whatever. But I'm saying the narrative that I took from it was, there is no, just because I'm a man, just because I'm big, just because I'm strong, I could be assaulted too. Men's assault in Hollywood and just in general shouldn't be like, oh nigga, you all right. You know what I'm saying? You all right, or this is just for women who can't defend themselves.
Right.
That's the narrative I took. Men can be assaulted too, and that shit means something.
But
too.
when I
I
see,
agree.
That's
agree.
that same narrative
I
that
just-
used when it's these DV cases when
Right.
a woman hits the man in the
Right.
man.
It should be. Honestly, it
I
should be.
agree that it
That's-
should be.
I agree that it should be. I just look
Yes.
at it like this, though. I just feel like ultimately what happened to him, like how he reacted to it was, maybe it was like he took the PC route or whatever you want to call it or whatever. I can't knock him for making that decision, but what I don't like is that there's just such a huge lack of fucking black solidarity. If he had been a white guy and somebody did that to him, he took this avenue, the fucking white community would have been like, yeah, that's some bullshit. Nah, that nigga need to go to jail, do whatever. We'd rather pick him apart ourselves
Because we
than
know
than try to back him and try to make some changes and deal
They
with
don't have the same struggle we have.
exactly, and we as the black community know that the route he's taking does not work because it does not work for us.
But you
or the
don't
people
break
there.
him down. You deal.
Well,
my
we
thing
never-
is why we never deal with our problems in house and fucking show solidarity on the forefront.
He's on the fucking YouTube.
But I'm talking about us.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't deal with our problems in house as a community and then on the forefront be united. We'll pick him apart worse than the fucking white people will. Like, come on,
But
dog.
we never. Well, not me. I'm not.
I know,
I'm
yeah.
not
We're talking
ma-
about 50 Cent and people who
Like, come
laughed
on, these
about
motherfuckers are
People
making
who have
fun
the
of
platform.
him.
No, but I hate when
and
people
you're
try
using
to make
it to make fun of him. That's what type of dumb shit is that? Like,
But I don't get that because we make fun of everything, and now
Yeah.
people are.
I'm talking about the
This is
people with the
against-
platform, not
And
us
look who
as
it's against.
individuals. I'm talking about look.
And look who it's
But
against.
but when 50 Cent talking about how Floyd Mayweather can't read, y'all not like, oh, he's talking
Everybody
about
laughed
his
at that one.
people did.
Everybody
people
laughed
on
at that
both
one.
sides.
Why do people?
But
pick
I'm talking
and
about it. But
choose?
because I'm talking about a serious.
Alright.
I don't give a fuck if Floyd Mayweather can read or not. Who cares?
that's a serious issue.
I'm talking about
Is
this
it?
serious
Yeah.
issue.
A grown ass man can't fucking read.
Literally.
He's
Look,
rich. He's
look,
fine.
We don't know if that shit.
And Terry
is-
Crews rich. He's fucking
We
fine.
don't know if that shit is true or not. I don't
We're
care.
not talking about
No,
someone
you
being
know Floyd Mayweather
reading or
can't read.
not.
Hold on,
This
y'all
is
talking
assault.
over each other. Y'all
This
talking
is
over each
assault.
other.
This is somebody assaulting somebody. This is a physical situation here. So I feel like it's not something that people should be like. I've sat on social media and watched
Right.
fucking black people pick him apart worse than white people, and that's in general.
But
whether
is that
this-
is that not solidarity? Just
But
because the solidarity
it's
is in the other
bullsh-
direction?
it's
No.
bullshit
If the rest of the community feels like the move that should have been made was this, that's solidarity.
But
Just
breaking
because
him down or making fun of it
It's-
or
okay, perfect
feeding
example.
the narrative that men can't be assaulted, it's
Exactly.
bullshit.
It's
but
not
then
that- it's-
when a bitch glass you,
Who
it's
said
like
that
why
men
we can't.
Who said men can't be assaulted?
A lot of people, actually.
No,
Yeah, that's
men. He was assaulted.
A lot of people
But this is the
feel
thing.
like
Think that
it's
men
not
can't be raped.
they don't think that it's assault. The same people that advocate fucking grown women taking their son's virginity don't think that it's fucking rape or
Where
sexual
did that come
assault.
from?
Yeah.
Okay, but
Just in
listen.
general, because
Yeah,
they just don't
we-
think that men can be victims. They can.
They can.
No,
They absolutely can.
But listen though, when we look at this, right? Think about the girl that I think she killed a John or something. She was caught up in sex trafficking because she got kidnapped and she killed a John
know
or
who you're
something
talking
like
about,
that.
the
Right.
young
It was celebrated. online. Free her. She did what she should have did because that's a fucked up situation. Retweet it. Every black feminist you can find online was with it. So where's the
Well, the problem with that is nobody
now?
read the real fucking story because apparently it was the reason why she went to jail for murder.
She killed a
was
John.
because-
It wasn't the person that pimped her. It was a John.
She killed the nigga after she spent the night with him and woke up and stabbed him and robbed him and rolled out. So apparently there was no threat. He was asleep when she killed him.
But
that's why she got murdered.
But another thing to
what you're
that
saying,
point is we're saying that just like so she took the other approach. She took the Kaepernick approach of acting. We support both, but we're not going to knock you if you do the more passive, going through the system and going through the proper channels.
I'm
like
going to
that.
knock you because at this point we know that doesn't work.
I'm not going to knock
what's
you
next?
because I'm not going to take care of you when you don't have no career.
It don't-
So I know it matters though because I can't tell somebody
Because
else
you can't
what they
hold-
should do to get their money because nobody's about to tell me what I should do to get my money.
Because you
So-
can't live to this multi-million-dollar standard. I can't tell you want some bull. You have
No, I'm not
you
saying you
can
can
say
tell
that.
somebody on the bullshit, but I feel personally, my own personal opinion, I ain't
not
gonna
gonna
knock you
knock 'em.
when I'm not gonna be the person to support you when you can't do what it is that you were doing to
you
get
know
money.
what it reminds me
I'm
of?
just saying.
Y'all remember Latrell Sprewell? You might be a little bit too young.
Yeah,
After
when
he
he-
choked PJ Collar. Listen, they gave him this huge contract, and you know what he said? Man, this not enough. I can't feed my kids. I'm thinking about what I'm making. I feed my kids. What the fuck?
But you
mean
know that
can't feed your
perspective. You know that perspective be different once you start seeing them coins.
Yeah.
But here's another
Exactly.
thing, though. It's another perfect example. Whatever the coach did, Latrell said, nigga, I'm going to choke you the fuck out before you treat me like that. He did it, and they still gave him a contract.
Yeah, that's like one instance though, but you gotta understand it don't always work out like that. So we can't. It's no guarantee.
But the
There's
point
no
is,
guarantee
you
that it's
know-
going to pan out that way. We can't speak
Listen,
definitively in either direction.
known hells over unknown heavens. You know the hell that we live in. You know the system is not for us. You know it's biased. But you've become so comfortable with that you're scared to do something different. That's why I keep comparing Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick knew the hell he was living in the NFL. He didn't know what would happen if he took a stand, but he took that stand, and something came from that stand.
Do you think he has any
Yes.
regrets?
And I
No.
and
Do you think he
commend
has any
him.
regrets, though?
No,
No.
I commend him.
No,
for-
career
No, I
wise.
don't think
Do you
so.
do you think that he really
No.
feels like
He's
No,
touched.
I don't think
Colin
he would've
Kaepernick
done things differently?
Colin Kaepernick has
No.
touched more people than since he kneeled than he would have ever touched as a professional.
No, absolutely.
I can promise you this.
But with respect to his career, do you think
Fuck
that he
that
wishes
career.
I don't
Career.
think that.
What
I
the
don't think so.
You can't
Yatta.
say
I
fuck
don't
that
think
career
so.
from somebody who still wants to play. He wants to play.
I
He's
don't
a
think
football
that,
player.
No,
Of course he
Yatta.
still
I
wants to
think that
play.
it was
Exactly.
more. I
He's
think
an
it was-
actor. Of course, he still wants to act.
I think it was more for him. I think it meant more for him, Yatta.
Terry
to,
Crews?
Hold on,
Nigga
y'all.
was
Hold
not
on.
Fucking meaningful. Fucking.
Wow. So you
Yatta.
want really? You gonna just do Julius like that?
You know what? I knew he was gonna let a nigga grab his nuts because he let him do it on Friday. It wasn't no issue then.
There you
so
go.
Anyway,
Oh
Money
my
Mike.
fucking God.
Shout out to
Yatta,
Money Mike.
I don't think.
remember
that
Cat
Colin
Williams had the
has
nigga nuts?
Money Mike.
I don't
I feel
think
like you
that.
just called him Colin Nick.
I'm sorry, Colin Kaepernick. I don't think he has any regrets. I do think he still wanted to play, but I don't think he's like, well, dang, maybe I shouldn't have stood up for my people. No, I just feel like it was worth the risk. But of course, he still wanted to play. But it's like to him, I think it was more important for him to do what he did. I don't think he has any regrets, and I don't think he should because I support him and what
Well,
he
I'ma
did, and I
ask him.
respect it.
So now,
I respect it.
So
I'm
now
telling
say
you.
I'm gonna ask him in the DMs
And like I
see what he
said at the
say.
beginning, I respect both ways. I do.
I'm with Jameel. I'm just saying, lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten. Smack a nigga. That's
And
some
I
real
understand.
shit,
I understand it, but I'm never gonna knock somebody for weighing their options before they act. I'm
Well,
sorry.
yeah,
I'm
knock
not,
'em.
But what
no,
is your,
I'm not saying that you.
Jameel said he did.
What is your option? You've tried to. We as black men, black people, period, in America. Do you know that the police force was originally started to hunt slaves?
I'm well
course.
aware.
Okay,
I'm well
so
aware.
we're not talking about something. This is not an option. You going the legit route is not an option.
Apparently
for
it
black
was because that's what the fuck he did.
Yes,
Shit,
he got other jobs and other money opportunities after that.
My thing is,
he might not have to have it after this, but he got it after that. And to me, it shows that the sexual deviancy that happens in Hollywood doesn't just happen to women; it happens to men
Right,
too.
but
and the assault
everybody's
against
not
men
willing to fall
should
on their
be-
sword like that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, where the
I-
other
I-
happening?
Right.
I knew that,
Exactly,
but
yeah.
my point is because I knew that that's part of the reason I stepped off from music. Because the closer I got into the industry and deals and all that, I started to see some shit and hear some shit, and I was like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with that. I've been doing music since I was a kid, but to me, if I had to kiss somebody's ass, literally. If I had
integrity,
to,
man.
it's integrity. That's not what I'm willing to do. So I
Kiss
don't.
ass at work every day, Sean. I don't
No,
want to hear
the
it.
fuck I don't.
But-
Hey there, Bob. How are you?
That's not kissing ass.
The point
a good
is
lesson
the
to me.
point is
Right.
we
That's
gotta
stupid.
learn from history. History says that the justice system does not do shit in our favor. Period. So why is that still an option? That's not an option no more.
But
so
it
now,
is.
so no,
It
it's not.
has to be.
No, it's not because here's the next.
That happens to
Here's
your
the
home or whatever you're calling the police.
Here's the next
Facts.
option. Here's the next option.
Right, you're not gonna find a nigga and beat him up. Like
You got all these black actors. You got all these black athletes. Who really runs this shit? Because
White Jews.
White
It's
people.
okay. It's a difference. I didn't say who run. I didn't say who has the money. I said who runs it.
White people.
Jews. White
No,
Jews.
no.
Run Hollywood. Are you crazy?
White Jews have the money. Black culture runs the engine. If
But
you take the
no.
culture,
Yeah,
They
I
get
gotta-
the influence,
listen,
but they don't run
Hey,
shit.
Denzel is heavily outspoken about the black.
No, you don't get a buzzer.
Hey, Denzel is heavily outspoken.
Here's,
it hasn't
here's my
jeopardized his
point.
career.
Here's my point. He is.
Is he really
Heavily?
that?
I think heavily
He
might.
is. He is.
Yes.
But this is
I
my
think
point.
heavily might be
and
a
it's
reach,
the
but-
same thing with the NFL boycott. We think we are inherently weak-minded because we haven't had the ability to do certain things. 80% of the NFL is black.
Yeah.
If all of them looked and said, we're not dealing with this shit, we're already multimillionaires, we're going to sit out day one, the NFL is over.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in Hollywood, though. Hollywood numbers are nowhere near that.
What's the last major grossing movie in Hollywood? Top grossing.
Black Panther.
Black
before
Panther.
Infinity War.
No, actually, Infinity War.
Yeah, I said.
Before that, and I mean, it just came out one after
Yeah.
another.
Came in.
But you got to
What-
think of who. I mean, honestly, realistically, Black Panther, yes, was dope for
but that's
culture,
a-
but
that's a
it's still
superhero
a
movie.
white-owned fucking
Absolutely.
superhero
But
movie.
that's a
Hold on,
superhero
but hold on. So y'all remember in Mizzou?
We about to move off this stuff.
Okay. In Mizzou, there was a noose hanging around
Right.
in the Wichita, and all the black players set the fuck out
Yep.
because these schools, the money's come. It doesn't come from scholastics; it comes from academics. They fired the AD 2 days.
Yep.
You mean
So
athletics?
huh?
Athletics.
Yeah, they fired the AD 2 fucking days
Yep.
later. Imagine the NFL players did that.
I mean,
Yep.
they could
No, I
absolutely
totally,
do that.
absolutely. My thing about that is that while we're telling all these guys what they should do with their job and their money, we the motherfuckers, well, I ain't gonna say we because I did, but these the same motherfuckers who won't even stop watching the shit. People won't even give up something they watch in their leisure, but expect
That is
somebody to
true.
forfeit their career. So that's ass backwards. Is it Uchi Wally
but this
or
the
is it
thing.
one
No,
Mike?
they're not. They're
I like
not.
one Mike over Uchi
They're
Wally.
not forfeiting their career. We see, and this is another thing that's an inherent problem with black people. We think the only opportunities we have is through white people.
And I agree
Ice
with
Cube
that.
went and started the Big Three. People watch that shit. You have Allen Iverson. You have all these greats. People watch that shit. If every NBA player, if LeBron, Steph Curry, KD said, you know what, we ain't really fucking with
There's
y'all.
no
We
white superstars.
It's no more
and-
superstars.
But
See,
see,
the
in
NBA
NBA.
don't have those problems like the NFL does, though, because they
Because
will.
why?
They
You know
will.
why? Because why?
No, they will sit out. But my thing is, I'm not.
No, slow
knocking-
down.
I'm
Don't
not-
breeze
no.
past the point because the point
no,
you're
what I'm
making
saying
is
I'm
disproving the
not-
point that you made
what
before.
I'm saying is I'm not knocking that. What I'm also saying is that we can't tell somebody what to do with their career when we're not willing to do our part either. It's
Right.
like
They have
me
way more
telling you, Jameel, nah, fuck that. You don't need to go work for no fucking union.
It had
You said
everything.
you have the same power as LeBron?
Listen.
No.
Everything starts from the top down. You know how people get knocked off the NFL thing because they say, well, if them motherfuckers is getting treated like shit and they don't care, I'ma still watch it.
Oh, no,
It's
yeah.
everything starts from you don't start the revolution from
It's
the
from
people.
the-
We turning off our TVs. They're still gonna get paid.
I feel
it
like
has
they
to
can
be
start and we can start. We can meet in the middle.
no. It
But part of that
can't
shit
because.
is, go ahead.
It has to be the 80%. When those players aren't on the field, I guarantee you the TVs will be off.
I agree with
if
that.
Because this is the thing, we only make up 13% or something like that of the U.S. population. Every black person can stop watching the NFL tomorrow. The NFL will still be a multi-billion-dollar industry just off whites,
have-
Latinos, and everybody
Because
else.
they have
that's
white
here.
superstars. They have
Right,
Tom
but
Brady.
that's
they have
still
Aaron
you doing
Rodgers.
your part,
The
though,
NBA don't
right?
get that.
Exactly.
This is
But
the white.
that's still you doing your part, though, right?
No,
Yeah.
I
because-
boycotted. I didn't watch it. It
And
probably
guess
didn't
what?
affect shit, but I
But
still
do you
did
know,
my
hold on,
part.
wait. Let me
and I
give
can
y'all
sleep at night.
a little facts to that. ESPN, their top highest rated people who watch are unemployed black men. So.
yeah.
So tell your man to cut
That
that shit
mean
off to get a
that's
job.
Yeah.
that's
So that's what I'm saying. So it can't. Black people not watching can't affect it. But
but the demographic, it's not that
What
doesn't
else you gonna be
mean
doing if you're unemployed?
that doesn't mean the most. That doesn't mean that the most people that watch. That means the highest demographic. We're a small demographic.
Yeah.
So if we only make up 13% and 8% of us are, or 6% are unemployed black men,
Yeah.
then the highest demographic in that small number is black men. It doesn't mean more black men watch than more white men.
I bet you if all black people stopped, it would put a dent. Even if it's a couple million, they're gonna be like, whoa, we
Chump
need that
change.
couple
But
million.
I feel like
It's
we
gonna be
should-
but they-
it's gonna be chump change. But if the
athletes hold the
80%,
true power.
if 80% of those
I agree.
athletes walk out, it's
too.
over.
I feel like it should be a
has to be a
combination of both.
combination.
I feel like we can still do our part because it's the same thing you just said. It's like saying, well, if they don't care, then I don't care either. We still have to care. And so we like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck if you sit down and I'm not watching that shit no more. And they do their part too. It's even more. But I feel like we don't make excuses and hold people to a higher standard than we hold ourselves
because
to.
they're in the lane that they put themselves in that position. If I leave out, if we blow right now, everything we say is now times 10. You have to think twice before you say some shit on this microphone because we're reaching millions
You mean like
of people.
Terry Crews thought twice before he hit that
So
bitch?
wait.
No,
Let me say something,
because
See, we
part
got
of
off
it-
that.
'cause
Women
part of the
always try and
whole-
go back.
always.
But wait, part of the whole situation and why it's extremely fucked up is partly our fault. And I will say this. Now, I'm not taking anything away from these white executives who violate black people on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people like Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, all these powerful people, they fuck over people like Dame, who's independent
Right.
and who's putting out his own shit.
Right.
They fuck him over while trying to get all the good with the wine.
Pandering to the white crowd.
So once we get to that position of power, we don't strive for ownership.
Right.
You got Oprah Winfrey, and maybe we're not allowed to in a lot of ways, because Oprah Winfrey could have she has her own network. She could have her own everything equivalent to what Hollywood has, but she doesn't do that. And I'm not saying I'm putting it all on her, but I'm saying the mentality is to get up there and then get cool with the white people in power instead of ownership. Because in a society that we should have, Terry Crews should have been able to choose his first reaction, which is to beat the shit out of him, and then have a black equivalent of what he was used to having in his own community, being able to support him.
Right.
He didn't have an alternative other than, Colin Kaepernick the thing out, but we don't know how his money at the time, because this was years ago. He's gotten jobs since this. So we don't know his financial situation or how many people that was depending on him. I'm not saying that it's worth his genitals being grabbed. I'm just saying to make that option.
When your self-respect is tied into your money, you will always lose.
I agree.
Terry Crews, in that video we just watched, almost came to tears because his self-respect and dignity and everything he's about and his name and everything is tied into his financial, and I don't have to know him to know this. This is just what he said. It's tied into his career, his success, and his financial well-being. As long as that's the case, somebody will always be able to play with you.
That's why we have to be financially independent. We have to be independent from white corporations.
Y'all
period.
both right.
We have to be.
Yeah.
We
I
have
can
to
agree with
be.
all of that.
We have to be financially, and most of all, we have to be spiritually independent. Because sometimes you're gonna have to go through some broke shit.
That too.
And it builds character. But if all you care about is, when can I get the next dime? When will you turn down something?
I agree.
You know what money?
I agree.
All money ain't good money.
That's basically saying, hey, you gotta suck my dick. Or if you don't suck my dick.
and
I
it's-
know that's
Oh, they
extreme,
do
but
that
no,
all,
that's
no, because they do
That's
that all
what
the time.
happens. That's what
that
happens.
But it's mostly just looked at when the women have to go through it. It's never really, the light isn't really shed on the
Pop
men.
came out and said how Dr. Dre was going back in the day in the 90s.
No, but
He said Dre's supposed to be up there
But
making
that's the
beats. He's
ex-
sucking
I'm
dick.
talking
That's
about
the
now.
exception.
For real?
But that's
Remember
the
that?
exception
Wait,
and
what?
not the rule.
Wait, what was that?
You don't remember Pop came out and
He said
basically
Quincy Jones. He said
Dre.
Quincy Jones
He's-
stepped at him and he was like, "No, I'm trying to get with your daughter," but he didn't.
I
say
remember
anything
that too, but he
I don't
said
remember
he
this.
had one, and I don't know if it was an interview or it was just some uncut audio, but I know I heard this. It might have disappeared
Well,
since
Jameel,
then.
that's the exception and not the rule. It's generally not like that. You don't. That's not the prevalent narrative that you're hearing. It's
Right.
Typically women and not
White
to say
and
that's
white
happening,
women.
but you
Right.
don't get a lot of that from the men's side. So honestly, when you hear something like that, people a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
will downplay it or man the fuck up like that type of stuff or whatever. Which
Yeah.
I think is kind of ass backwards. At the end of the
I
day,
don't.
wrong is wrong.
No, it is wrong. It's wrong, but it's like saying that we're men and women are equal. We are, but physically we're not. If you're being assaulted, you can't defend yourself from a man. As a
Period.
man, you should be able to defend
So
yourself from another man.
so what if
Okay,
it was
we
Terry
gotta move
Crews
on off
palming
this
some little
after.
niggas nuts and he was just gonna get the fucking
I
pulverized?
gotta take that L.
What happened? If Terry Crews,
Because every man can't defend themselves against him either.
First of all, if you know how to fight, kick him in his knee, bring him down to your level, up him, and get the fuck out of there.
what if it was Terry Crews who grabbed a director's nuts and the director slapped the shit out of him? Nobody would be saying no.
That
I
director
got
has the advantage in the industry, period.
Exactly.
So
exactly,
It's
and that's what I'm
just- they
saying.
have
So
the
as
advantage.
long as we continue to live under the double standard,
I agree.
Then the double standard would be
I
there
agree.
until the point that we say, "Fuck this double standard. You're not going to disrespect me, or I'm going to beat your ass." Then the standard.
Where
is
is
gonna
Terry
change.
Crews from? Is he from Mo County?
I don't know, but let's continue. We've been on that for a minute.
Terry, beat that nigga ass.
Speaking of
man.
Mo County, speaking of Maryland, everybody knows Dave Chappelle is from Silver Spring, Maryland, or whatever. Mm-hmm. His godbrother Ben Jealous, if you guys voted for the primary, that's
his name.
Ben Jealous is his name.
Mm-hmm. That's wild as shit.
Hating ass nigga.
He is running for
Ben Jealous. I'm sorry. Y'all play too fucking much.
Come on.
He just doesn't have the right name for this, Sabrae.
He doesn't. He doesn't have the right face either. He looks kind of white, but hey, he's not white.
Let's see if we can pull this up real quick.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Ben.
So let me give the audience some background. Okay. Ben Jealous is Dave Chappelle's godbrother. His father and Dave Chappelle's father were best friends, and that's how they met. They became friends in their teenage years.
Oh, hell no. This is a white man. He kind of gives me
white
Rock
man.
Newman. He gives me Rock Newman is black.
Well,
no, he looks like a white man.
No.
Dave Chappelle said his friends. He hung with the four whites.
He looks like George Zimmerman's stepbrother.
Look up his parents.
And he looked like he been jealous.
This does not have to be a debate. You can actually look up his parents.
He said godbrother though. Like they're not brothers.
No, they're not.
But his name is associated with him, so that means
he been jealous. You know what I'm saying?
So what he said was, I already said it. Their fathers were best friends or whatever coming up, and so they became really cool in their teenage years. And Dave Chappelle, this is the first person that he is endorsing in politics. So he's running for governor in Maryland. He's a Democrat. So I think we should watch a little closely to that to see what he has to offer.
Wow.
He said because it's our governor who's running for the governor position in Maryland, and we live in Maryland.
But do we care because he's Dave Chappelle's godbrother? Like, do you know?
I thought it was interesting. It was.
You know who the governor is now?
Yes.
Oh.
Larry
Hogan.
Yeah, Larry Hogan.
Okay.
Yeah. And
school year extended ass nigga.
Yes. So I just think that we should pay attention to all of them. We should really get into more of the local politics now to see what these people are offering. And I wrote a couple things down. He said he wants single payer health care, reduced state prison population by 30%, tuition-free education, legalized marijuana. He was the
NAACP. Say whatever.
They always say that shit.
Well, this is and I'm going to get to that.
At a federal level,
I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. He was a NAACP president of the B-More area.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. What I think we should do instead of just being like, oh, they all say this, they all say that. Yeah, they all say that because the people that want shit from them don't. The people that say that aren't putting the money together. I'm talking about some real shit, y'all.
No,
I'm talking about some real
listening.
shit. I think that we should come up with a list of things.
I see you're an advocate for him, so.
I'm not an advocate for him. I'm using this because this is a story, interesting story because Dave Chappelle's from this area and somebody he knows from this area. This is the first person he's endorsing and he has a lot of respect in the community.
Is this the clone Dave Chappelle? Or
but I feel like who is Dave Chappelle for me to value his political opinion? No shade. No,
a lot of people. No, I don't know. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we should use this as an example of looking at the other people who are running for the governor position, these other positions, and it kind of strikes conversation of voting in pools, voting as a collective, putting money together. I think we should start something where we put money together and have a list of demands for whoever the fuck is going to be governor.
But that's definitely worth looking into.
But not just him. I'm not endorsing him. I don't know that much about him. I've only done a little bit of research on him.
What's to hold them accountable though? Once we get them in office, who holds them accountable?
We do.
How?
If you have a pool of people that voted for you and who donated money to your campaign, you owe them. It's quick.
Okay, now you close the door and say, fuck y'all, I'm in now.
Ain't that how the white people get their shit now? From backing the candidates and supporting. So why would we take the same avenue? Ain't that how they get their shit now?
Wait.
The corporations and stuff, they back the candidates and they get what they want?
Now they could.
I feel like we've discussed this exact topic on the show.
Let me tell you the difference.
I'm playing the highlight.
We're talking about black people putting money into a campaign. White people have money into the area.
They put money in the campaigns.
No, we're talking about whoever's in office.
They put money in the campaigns, but what I'm telling you is they own the property. So they have a way to say if you don't do what you said you were going to do with the money we gave you, we're going to pull out every real estate venture, every developmental venture, every plan we have, we're going to pull it out of your district and take it somewhere else.
Like the Asians.
Like the Asians, like the Jews. That's the accountability. And again, when we had the guy on the show, I said the same shit. This is the danger with focusing on politics because you don't have any recourse when the politician screws you over. We don't have shit. We say
leverage.
We don't have any leverage. We go up and we hustle up $50,000 and we put it behind a candidate. The candidate gets in day one and says, thank y'all, fuck y'all. What are we gonna do then? We just poured all the money we had. We ain't got no property. We ain't got no stores. We ain't got no land.
So so basically we just sit back and just not do shit.
No, we need to focus on
we
building.
Can do both.
No, you can't.
We can.
You can't.
We can agree to disagree.
You can.
With that.
You can multitask, but you can't multifocus.
Where are we getting the money to build?
Huh?
We gotta stop.
Where are we getting the money to build?
Look,
You should be able to multifocus.
We as black
can't
people
multifocus.
we have
In
the money.
politics, you should.
We have the
We
money.
being you, because I ain't got no
We as black
As a
people. Now we talk.
collective, as a
You just talked
community,
about
we do.
solidarity before.
PG County is
We-
one of the richest black counties in the country.
Black people in America
Black people, so we should be
spend.
appealing to the people who have.
Black people in America make up 13% of the population, and we spend more than every other country in the world except for 10. We have the money. We're a small country without a military and without a police force and without a government. We have the money.
Yes, we do have the money, and we do have the means. I feel like we're going in a direction. You have Tulsa Real Estate Fund where people have invested, so we can sit at those tables with people with millions of dollars who's going to buy up a block, buy up a hospital, or whatever the case. So we're doing these things, but we also have to vote in pools because yes, there is a possibility, just like with everything else, that person could turn their back and say, you know what, fuck that. But then again, if you don't do anything and you just have demands and you sit and they turn their back. They're like, well, you didn't give shit anyway.
Back started out turning.
Exactly.
You didn't have a chance.
I think we should do both. I think that we can't do one without the other.
These are two extremely taxing things, though. We're not talking about cooking eggs and talking on the phone. We're talking about trying to build generational wealth and trying to read, like change around the political structure that we've become accustomed to over the years. You cannot split your focus like that and serve two masters of that magnitude and be successful at both. Something's going to miss.
That's not true because other groups are doing that very thing.
So what
Other
are we doing
groups have
here?
had generational wealth for the past 100+
So what are we
years.
doing in the meantime?
Even if it takes 100 years. But even because that's the thing, it's not going to be a quick fix. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. It might take us 100 or 200 years. But we have to plant the seed so then our kids can pick the thing up. We may not see it in our lifetime, but that's generational thinking.
Right,
Because they didn't get it right away. They started a couple hundred years ago, and that's what they
So generational thinking.
No, they didn't get it. They stole it.
I'm not talking about white people necessarily. I'm not talking about, of course, white people.
I mean, the
Yes.
Jews and shit, the Arabs, they all stole it. The Asians, all these people are they're still in Africa, still stealing.
We don't sit back and don't do shit.
I think that's the hardest thing. We really don't know what to do.
I know.
But
Because like these conversations I usually take up because y'all all knowledgeable. I feel like it's people like you that know,
Right.
but we can't all like we're just talking about solidarity.
Right.
We all can't get on the same accord and actually put our minds and like say, okay, this is the goal. This is what you're going to do. This is what I'm going to do.
Right.
And then basically accomplish that goal.
See, the thing about it for me, I have all the plans in the world, but I know the thing that stops them is capital. So right now, my life is completely dedicated to building the capital to do what I want to do long term. And I got plans for nonprofits, for helping kids get into trades and get in, because I feel like trades lead straight into entrepreneurship. I got all these kind of plans, but I can't focus on that until I get this. I can have it, it's written down, but until I get this, I can't make that happen. So we can say we want the political system to work for us, but you have to understand how the political system works. Money and influence. If you don't have the money and influence, it's never going to work for you. So we're so far behind in the game, we have to pick that one thing and focus on it. So like I like what Jay Morrison did with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund because it does give us a chance to be a part of something. We just have to focus on that. There needs to be another real estate fund. It needs to be, so then 10 years from now, once we have a net $1 trillion in real estate in America, then we can say, hey, because then it happens like that. Just like you said, when they got tired of that coach, the next day, because they lost. So this is white people in power understand two things: money and violence. Period. They don't understand compassion. They don't understand money and violence. If you are not willing to overthrow them guns blazing, or you don't have the money to do it, you're not going to win. I don't care how much you study politics. I don't care how much you go to school. There's a cap right here at the ceiling that you will not get past without one of those two things.
I agree with that. I do. I just think that there's other things we could do in the meantime. Just like there are people like Jay Morrison. There are people, but see, you have to. It's not like we can only be laser focused on one thing.
Is Jay Morrison talking about politics?
No, that's not his lane. Because I'm about to finish.
That's my point.
But that's his lane. Just like we have people that are in media, like Tariq Nasheed. He's doing the history aspect of us to get knowing ourselves. He can't just say, oh, well, let me just focus on this, because we need black police officers. We need black people everywhere to have a machine going. Yes, that is the foundation of it, but we have to have other things and other places circulating as well. I think that, especially on a smaller scale, because you're talking about more on a national thing of it. Yes, we're kind of like a blip in it, but in PG County, it's a lot of shit that we don't have. We're the richest black county that's predominantly black, and our public school education is some shit.
Why?
Facts.
Why?
Facts.
Because when black people, when they have money, they have this mentality. They don't see other places across the country where there's no black affluent. There are not many places with black affluent areas. They just are black affluent people sprinkled in white areas.
Right.
So when they have their own, they're like, oh, these school systems, there's some shit. I'm not going to fight for it. Yeah, I got my money. I got my government job. I'll just put my kids in private school. That is that individual mentality. And I think that is part of why that it is what it is. Because the people who are affluent just go to private schools.
But here's the thing. This is one of the highest black populated areas in the country.
No, yes, that has wealth too.
Both. Highest grossing, highest black populated. Grossing from other people. Are there any black people partners in the ownership of FedEx Field?
I don't know.
Are any black people owners or partnership in all this other building and development that was going on?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't speak definitively on that.
It's not.
Are you sure?
I have to look that up.
It's not. Look it up.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you it's not. We hear wealth and we think of how much money I'm making from this person. You want to know why PG County schools are bad? Because the areas around those schools, they may have black people in the houses, but they're not owned by black people. And the white people don't give a fuck what that school is producing as long as your black ass in the wealthiest county keeps paying that rent. When black people own the communities, then they can say, hey, y'all have to do something about this school.
But it's the property taxes on their homes that's supposedly supposed to be contributing to these schools.
But we talking
it's
about
a very,
a broken
very
system.
Small percentage of that actually the schools actually see in improvements. And
exactly.
that's another problem. But that goes into the politics too, though, because that's the type of shit the governor would ultimately have control over. How those funds get allotted to fixing these schools. So who you have in that position does matter in that aspect.
So say they've had 15 governors in the past 60 years. Let's say 30 years. You telling me every person that's been in there has been not for us? You telling me it wasn't one of those people that tried to do something and couldn't?
When have we voted in polls?
I mean, how would I know?
Wait, first of all, most people don't
What
even
you tried
vote
to do
locally.
and didn't do, I wouldn't know.
Only older people.
I just voted. Who?
I said most people.
I was just letting you know.
Yeah.
Who's in control of the potholes? Fuck the school. Hey,
No, but it's real. That all plays a part in it. What we
it
don't
does.
understand is the people that are in charge and the people that own, they do not give a fuck about us. From every level, the potholes, the school system, and because we don't own, they tell people you own our house. You know them motherfuckers can come take your house anytime
But
they want.
you do know that we're not discrediting the fact that we should be owning shit.
But we
just
should be
think that we
owning
should be
shit
doing
more
both.
than houses.
No, that's true, but we're not
of
going to own it all
agree.
today. So
I
we want to know,
agree.
like, in the
I agree.
meantime, while working towards that, what do we do? Do we just deal with what's going on while we work towards ownership?
what are
Or
we doing to work towards it?
No, I'm saying you're saying that's what we need to do. We
Right.
need to build as far as ownership goes. So while we're doing that, what do we do in the meantime? Is what I'm asking. Like,
You do that.
just that, like you. So
I
you,
think
do you
if-
just suffer through the current condition? I mean, this is a
We've
legitimate
been
question.
suffering for
This is a
70 years.
Right. So
What's-
what's a couple more 100 years of? I mean,
No,
like,
what's a couple? Literally, if everybody focused, the real estate market, if we had one black person 15 years ago that was knowledgeable about the DC real estate market and took other black people under their wing, this gentrification shit that's going on right now, at the level it's going on, would not look like this. But again, here's our problem. We're focused on all the other little games. At the end of the day, the game is money. You get money, you can do whatever. You get money, you can go get a degree from a school just for coming to speak at the commencement ceremony.
I'm not discrediting anything that.
So
I'm not saying that anything that you're saying is not true, except for the fact that we can do that and focus heavily on that while doing other things as well.
But you're focusing on politics is bullshit.
It's not bullshit because it's still.
I swear to God.
On a local level, how many people have you heard?
Does it hurt us to do both?
Who owns the No Disclaimers podcast? How do I own a stake in that?
Me, I bought the LLC.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. You got to understand the games from the bullshit. People get tied up in politics. People go to college for it, the whole nine. It is bullshit. The highest political office in the country is ran by bankers.
So, yes. Okay, so look, to your point, it is bullshit and it's all a fucking game. However, Asians, they vote in pools, they invest their money into they play in the game and they get shit from it.
Because they have the money and the real estate and they have the commercial real estate and everything to play in the game.
So that's multidimensional.
So this is the thing. You can't play in that game with knowledge. We trying to go in the game and play with knowledge.
No, but that's not what we're saying.
That's exactly what we're doing because we can go study law, okay? And we can learn all this shit and we can vote somebody in and make a change. Mm-hmm.
Not just that single thing in itself, Jameel. That's all I'm saying.
But what else do we have to play with? It's like Monopoly. We don't have all the pieces.
I can't really say it. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah, but this is all I'm saying because we have to be careful in what we're investing our time into because we're already it's already a study that said it would take us almost 200 years to close the gap of generational wealth between us and other people in this country. So already we should know what the focus is. But what I'm saying is the more time we spend on this fictitious shit, the law is the law until somebody breaks the law. The person that decides to break the law is the person that's in power with the money, the whole nine. So somebody can go to school for 4 years on a college degree, go to law school for 4 more years, learn the law like the back of their hand, prosecute cases like shit until they run across that one judge and that one client that the law doesn't matter no more. And now you see attorneys. I know attorneys personally. That you see these guys and it's like, damn, is everything I did some bullshit? Yes.
And then that's on a massive scale.
It is.
That's on a massive scale. But when you're talking about local, you have other smaller things like the healthcare, the prices of healthcare. There are people who can't afford to simply just live because of how much money they make, or education systems for people who can't afford to put their kids in childcare, in private schools, who may get not the same opportunities as somebody in Montgomery County or something like that. So I'm saying on a local level, on a national level, I get more of the fuckery with the games, but I do think that us focusing on a local level of shit that affects us every single day, we can do that and still build wealth enough to be able to invest or pool our money together on a large scale. Because with that Jay Morrison, and I invested, I have some shares in there, we raised $10 million in 7 days.
In a very short period of time. I had an eye on it.
So things like that is going on, but
that's us helping us. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference.
Yes.
Like when I think of politics, I think of asking somebody for help. When I think of that's someone who's going to be making decisions. Some of those, because I live here and pay taxes here, better benefit me too. Because if I'm paying them. So I'm not like, oh, no, I'm paying you. We voted in the pool. No Disclaimers podcast got 8,000 people in Maryland to vote for you. This is what our demands are. Point blank, period. Yeah, but
in conjunction with the money, I can see in the ownership, I can see, because that's ultimately what we were doing with the ownership. Honestly, is us having that stake in our community.
And doing both.
We're going to use it to make the system work for us.
Right, but you have to have.
I'm a prime example of doing it both.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, but that's still what we're gonna do. We're ultimately gonna play the game with politics after the ownership, but it still makes sense though. So we can't say it's total bullshit if we're ultimately wanting to use it to our advantage.
But it is,
once we get the capital.
It's a bullshit game. You just have to understand how to play it. It doesn't make it any less bullshit.
Oh yeah, but we're still gonna play it though. Is the point? We're gonna we gotta play it in order to get what we want.
And before you can play it, you have to.
We have not eliminated that, but once we get the money, we're gonna play the game. Is the point? So we're not just gonna get the ownership and the money and stay completely out of the game. We're still gonna dirty our hands.
I mean, you could really start a new game. Here's my point. If we listen, because I feel like we all are at a certain level. And when people call themselves Pan-Africanism, and they call themselves Pan-Africans and all this, and you really believe in black solidarity and you really believe in black culture, you have to get to a level where you understand that everything that you previously understood is bullshit. Everything that's been set up before you got here is to see. You have to unlearn. Everything that's set up is for you to fail. The more time that you spend trying to we talked about this before. The more time that you spend trying to move around this system to tailor you, it's not going to happen. They're going to give you a little nudge to make you keep going, a little bit to make you keep going, and ultimately you will die 10 times before you make a change in a system that's emotionless. Yeah. So this is the thing. We can't be half for the cause and half I like this American shit. No, it's one or the other. You pick your poison. You either going to deal with this American bullshit that you know is set up for you to fail, or you going to say, we checking out of this shit completely, and we gonna start something new.
Yeah, we can say that all we want, but that's gonna take generations. That's gonna take to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice. It's gonna take generations. But it's not gonna happen during my lifetime. But guess what? I'm going to plant those seeds for it to happen after my lifetime. And I'm going to still work with the current system that we have to best benefit us while I'm here. But I'm still also planting seeds for after when I'm gone, because I'm not going to see that when I'm gone.
When we're talking about investing, right? Mm-hmm. And we're talking about buying properties. Mm-hmm. What is the first property you guys buy when playing Monopoly?
Go to hell.
No, for real. Because it may be said in a joking manner, but what we don't realize is Monopoly is life. Monopoly is life in America. It's one of those games that this how you play. So what do? You corner the market. You try. Me personally, I go to jail.
This is what I was leading to. Sabrae was trying to play me. But go ahead.
Yeah, I like to come around that corner, and I'll either get on the purple or I don't go for the high space. Yeah. Unless I get all the way around and I get the Marvin Gardens and all that. But
Virginia Avenue.
Yeah, but I never buy Park Place or Boardwalk. I always let somebody else land on it and try to negotiate with them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I more so like to get.
Banker, that's what you're saying.
Huh? No, just because we don't play Monopoly right. First off, we never play Monopoly by the rules.
Wait, real quick, has anybody ever finished a game of Monopoly?
Yeah, I do all the time because I'm vicious. I don't lose a Monopoly.
No. First of all, you've never played me. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
So in Monopoly,
live Monopoly game.
When you go around, if Jameel doesn't want that property, it goes up for auction. Yep. So people are playing this like. So it goes.
I've never played this game.
Exactly. That's why it takes 3 hours and nobody else.
I'll be 30 minutes in. All right, fuck this shit.
But Jameel, this is life. You can't play the game if you don't know the rules and the loopholes. Yep. But it's not even. It's in the manual.
Yep.
Nobody. Black people don't read the instructions.
We just said that. We
both knew that. We all want to be on the same page, and we all want black solidarity, and but then none of us want to accept what it is. If you look back and you say. Not none of us, you know what I'm saying? But the majority of us, they don't want to, it's too convenient.
Everybody's not painting this picture for someone either, though. So you have to understand that, too. Right. Everybody's not woke or whatever you want to call it.
But they are also speaking to somebody who's actively doing both. Entrepreneurship, investing in the community, while looking at local politics, stuff that affects my child, stuff that affects me, stuff that affects my health. I'm an independent contractor. I don't get health care by my job.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So these things directly affect me and the people around me that look like me. But I'm actively doing both.
Did you know that it's
all of those multifaceted things?
Shout out to you because you are a queen.
Yes, you are getting it in. You are getting it in.
Though, and that's the problem is that we don't. People would rather not put us in a position to do so. I mean, honestly, you can fucking walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
But that's totally different than this is what I'm saying. That's totally different than focusing on two major things. I can't focus on being a soccer star and a basketball star at the same time.
So because
nobody can.
But guess what? Because you'll do soccer, she'll do basketball, he does football, I'll do tennis.
And I keep on saying that.
And that's different people that, yes.
Right, but the difference is one thing that we all need is money. We don't all need to be politicians. We don't all. So that's what I'm saying. It has to be a focus on finances.
My thing is, I go to work every day, get my coin, and still come here and do this. I feel like you can, and they're both equally important.
But you just have to have the same code, the same end result. That's the only thing you have to have the same end result.
You're saying something is impossible that isn't necessarily impossible. Everybody can focus. I mean, not everybody is unable to focus on more than one thing at a time. And I feel like you can handle both. You have to deal with what's in the here and now because it's what's affecting us every single day.
What Jameel is saying is you can't put one. You can put focus in both, but you can't do 100%. It's like having two girlfriends. Period. One's going to be getting less.
So what would you? How would you define putting 100% into building the ownership and the
do
finances?
something like build generational wealth? It takes the full attention of everybody involved.
Right. So define what comes with that attention. What does that intention entail? Like, what would I be doing?
You have to know the games. It's only 2 games in this country that people play to make money.
So what would give me a task or something that I would be doing that would be contributing to that would take 100% of my focus?
Read a book. Read a book about.
You just said that you can't just do it with information.
So I would spend 24 hours a day reading, because I feel like I can read a book.
Okay, here we go.
No, I'm not even being sarcastic.
Let me finish because I'm about to break both you motherfuckers down.
I'm not being sarcastic.
I'm gonna start off with you, Sabrae.
First
First off, politics is a game it's all about what you can say and what you know. That's why I said you can't walk into a game with politics, because on the front face of politics is just a bunch of talk. On the back room of politics is where the major players go, and that's who has the money. That's why I said you can't just go through with politics. Now, what I'm saying about reading...
I never said we should just go through with politics, by the way, just for the record.
Right.
She said both like 8 times.
But
because I'm just saying, I mean,
if you want to square up, it's nothing. I'm not Terry Crews. I do want
to.
No, but what I'm
after
saying
your remarks, I do want to move on from this because.
So this is the issue that we have as Black people in this country, because we always want to keep saying, "Oh, well, what do I do? What do I do?" It's very simple. Watch what they do. If you want to know how to make money, it's only 2 games that are played to make money in this country: real estate and stocks and bonds. That's it.
But what I'm saying is, that's a legitimate question because you're saying people need to do this. Somebody fucking give us the blueprint.
Because
then.
guess what? If that was the case, white people wouldn't be running for office. There'd be no Republicans doing shit.
You know why they do that? You know why they do that? Because they get paid for it. They get paid to sit up there and fucking lie, wear nice suits, and bullshit.
So let's move on to this next one that goes right with it. Trump is about to sign a new tax bill that taxes churches and nonprofits.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. Tax
That's
them.
You.
Tax them. Them motherfuckers been taxing us. God ain't seen a piece of that 10%.
I agree. I'm just saying. But that's something that's politics.
You just said you want to start nonprofits, so it's going to affect you.
Yes.
Who?
Ooh.
You did say that.
You have a plan that's going to include starting nonprofits, so this could potentially affect your future endeavors.
They tax it. Fuck it. All right. They're not working around it, but
that is altering. That alters the community.
If you give it the power, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we be
it's
giving.
It's not about giving it the power. A lot of times, especially in the Black community, they make the most money out of anything else. That does affect.
You talking about the churches?
Yeah. I'm not saying good, bad, right, or wrong. I'm not saying that, but that's something that's going to alter life as we know it to a certain degree. Seriously,
it's not, because you know what? The churches,
so much money comes from the church.
The churches that have government grants, which is the majority of your mega churches. I'm not going to say any names, but we know the mega churches out here.
It's about Glenard.
Okay.
I need clarification.
Nigga, he said we're not going to name it.
I said I wasn't.
I said I wasn't. Not the only mega church in.
It's not, but there are plenty of mega churches.
About Black churches, though, mega churches.
Black mega churches that get government grants, okay, to run these churches. Yeah. In exchange for those government grants, have you ever seen? Let's say it. You ever seen First Baptist Church Glenard on the front lines when these people getting killed in the streets?
No, absolutely not.
You know why?
I ain't seen you.
Because in order for them,
politics too.
In order for them to keep those government grants flowing in,
yes,
they keep their hands off certain issues.
Yes.
So again, how is it a win for the community?
I never said that. I said it affects us.
How? How when they ain't doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing in the first place with our money? How is it affecting us?
If it affects us in a positive way, it affects us. I'm just saying it is going to change some things. The church puts out a lot of these people who get part-time or jobs and stuff like that, like come from the church. A lot of that money goes back. Why do you think it's always police officers at the church?
Because paid $70 an hour just to sit there to direct traffic. I don't give a fuck. I'm mad that the motherfuckers make that fucking much.
I be ready. To go put a badge on and sit out there.
I'm trying to be a police officer. I sit in front of that motherfucker. You sit in front of Prairwood Elementary getting $90 an hour to wear orange vest
in a heartbeat.
In a patrol.
In a heartbeat.
But I'm saying they generate a lot of money that goes out, not in the community as they should. Churches don't put money in the community like they should, as much money as they
So
take
if
back.
they generate a lot of money and that money is only going back to the same political structure, okay? Now, that one police officer may be getting $70 an hour, but it's getting taxed by who? It comes back through payment by who? They pay each other. Here's the thing. We're gonna lose regardless fucking with this system. And we keep saying, oh, well, if we do this, at what point are we going to say, you know what, we need to do some totally different shit because everything that we're trying to do underneath this system is failing because the system is not meant for us in the first fucking place. When you know real churches that I like churches that are small, that don't have any ties to government grants, that any of that, and I'm not a huge,
they still do.
Not a lot of them. It's some very small churches that, because remember, the pastor used to work, first off.
If you're a nonprofit, you benefit from the government anyway because you don't have to get taxed.
I don't.
Is non-taxable
I used to
income.
growing up, but I haven't been to church in probably almost 10 years.
If that was the case, then there would be small churches a lot of times at the head of these situations or sponsoring these families who deal with stuff with the police or paying for their legal fees or whatever the case, but they're not because they benefit from not paying taxes. Which is from the government.
It is a lot of small churches. You just don't know because it's not publicized.
Right. They do it. They do it on the cuff.
So to say that, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but no.
Not on a large scale is okay. So not on a large scale.
Because if it's not like a Jericho or Ebenezer, you're not going to hear really.
Right. But you never hear about them doing it either.
Absolutely. So when I bring this up, I'm not saying that this is gonna.
Don't hear about it. Don't mean it happened.
This is not going to affect it. I'm not saying that. Oh, this is going to be a great thing for us, or oh, this is going to be a bad thing. I'm saying this will affect us. That law or whatever tax law he's going to try to make them pay taxes, it's going to trickle down to affect us in some type of way. Colleges are nonprofits.
Yeah, I feel like
they're not the churches are not the only
the state institutions anywhere that not the private the private universities are for profit.
Yes,
but the state institutions.
Yes,
but no, seriously though, the problem with that is that Trump is just fucking wilding out. To be honest, and I get it as somebody who may or may not send my kids to college depending on what I'm saying, whatever. Mm-hmm. That is something that is impactful. So I get what you're saying because it's not just churches. It's nonprofits in general. So that when tuition is fucking astronomical and my kid's like, I want to be a doctor and fucking tuition goes through the fucking roof.
Then nigga, you can't be a doctor. The fuck?
Dog.
Wow.
Like, what type of shit?
Okay. Yeah, this is the thing.
My thing is it's kind of wild though because you're basically telling us on one token to pretty much do what we need to do by any means, but then at the same time it's like, well, if this hinders you, then fuck it. Like, nah. How about we just, it's impactful in one way or another.
We want to go through these things. All right, your kid wants to be a doctor, right? And I'm one of the people that believes you should only go to college for a very profitable career. Otherwise, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. So your kid wants to be a doctor.
I disagree, but
I mean, shit. It's plenty of niggas with mass communication degrees that will argue you down.
Because who the fuck gets a degree in mass communications? What the fuck?
Well, that's what they wanted to do.
That's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Well, then you knew you weren't about to make no money. Like, let's be real.
But you're alluding to his point that if it's not a
my thing
it's
is,
not a profitable job.
Make up your mind. Is it money driven or no? Because some people just want to have a career that's fulfilling to them that they want to do. And that's what they want to do. So, is it money the motivation for what you picking your path, or are you following your passion? Which one are we doing?
Here's the thing: we're so accustomed to American shit. In other countries, they don't even fucking charge for college.
Yeah, but guess what? They charge here, so we could.
Guess what makes that decision?
We could get caught up in all of that all day. Here they charge, so I'm not even going to get into the whole. Another country don't charge for fucking healthcare either. But guess what? Here they do it, so we got to deal with what we got here.
Because, then you're arguing the point under pretty much an oppression. So you're trying to make sense of the oppression that we're living under. And no, it shouldn't, you can't argue it from that standpoint.
But people who make the decisions whether college is free, and that's one of the things that's on the ticket now of the governor is like PG community college. Is that going to be free?
Right. Okay.
Is that going to be, so that's something that directly affects, if you want to be a doctor, you may not be able to go to,
the smartest route you can do is toss your ass up in CC for 2 years, get your associate's degree, and you cut down on all the costs.
But if it's free, that's life altering for some people.
Hell yeah, that frees up a lot of money.
I'm just tired of waiting on handouts. Look, I mean,
it's not a handout. It's not a handout. But that's a perspective, though.
I've been paying taxes. We all been paying taxes forever. I've been paying taxes a lot.
Right. So it would be nice for that shit to work for our fucking advantage.
But it's not. That's my point.
But things like that happen, and then it is some way for you to see somewhat where your money is going.
One extreme to the other. I don't think you should sit back and wait for the government to hand you or give you what you deserve. And then on the other hand, I don't think that you should completely say, no, government, you do whatever for everybody else who may or may not deserve it, and I'm just going to grind. And I think you should grind and make your own and be independent, as well as if you're gonna pay the taxes, unless you could be independent. If we could find a way to be independent of the government and don't have to pay taxes, by all means.
You really don't have to pay taxes, but that's another story for another day.
Fuck that shit. I pay.
I know.
I pay my motherfucking taxes.
No, I mean you could look up the shit on paper. Like
so write it down so I can send it to the IRS because I'm done.
IRS, I pay. Fuck that. As long as I'm gonna be in America, I'm gonna pay my.
But you know there are some.
No, I know. No, I'm being sarcastic. I know exactly what he's talking about. I know exactly.
Yeah, but that shit don't work.
It does work because you got to understand the game.
Tell me one person.
You're not legally required to pay taxes until you sign your name on that tax return. You put that tax return in, and that's obligating you to that debt. Until you do that, there's nothing in the Constitution or any other law that states that you have to pay taxes. But everybody works off fear. If you fear going to jail because somebody says you can go to jail for not paying taxes, then you're going to pay your taxes. I'm not.
So when they come lock your ass up, then what? Is it still a fear or is it like a thing?
Like you sound like some sovereign citizen shit.
He's not saying don't pay your taxes. He's just
I'm just saying you don't have to.
Well,
so what I'm saying is, so if I don't and they lock me up, do you have the bond? Yes or no?
I got you.
I mean, y'all always look for worst case scenario. Yeah. Like you could literally be moving right by somebody that ain't paid taxes in 10 years. You wouldn't know.
But that's gonna always
catch until
up.
You get audited. Like
no, well,
there's some people that live great until they become audited 10 years later.
This is all a game. Everybody thought 50 was broke when he filed bankruptcy.
I think it's not a game when they audit you and they come in for your money out your check.
Filing bankruptcy is different from being
It's part of the game though.
No, because you can file bankruptcy to absorb certain fucking debts you just don't want to pay. I get the logic. Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is like.
One of my old neighbors said he haven't paid taxes in 20 years. He said like he owe more or some shit. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, that's off some like.
He probably ain't got Social Security number.
Shit, but that shit. Ask Corinne Gaines do that shit work.
But this is the you have to monopoly.
You paying taxes? Yes or no?
The rules to the game. I'm not going to say anything about my taxes.
I'm paying. I pay.
Exactly, because your ass don't want to go to jail.
I'm not worried about going to jail. I don't. Here's the thing. We and I'm gonna say this, and if we got to move on, we got to move on.
We've been had to move on.
The show over.
Everybody. 80% of this is getting edited out anyway. We didn't even get to my topic. Thanks a lot.
Everybody lives at different levels. You wasn't ready anyway.
No, you should get shit like the Joe Budden fucking podcast, dog. You gotta stop hogging everybody's time, Jameel.
Hey Joe, look at I gave you a hat. Wait, Joe.
We've been having a conversation back and forth. I haven't been the only one talking.
7 hours in.
I haven't been the only one talking. Here's my point. Everybody,
Sabrae too.
He said, I've been the only one talking, but here's my point.
I be trying, right?
Everybody,
I've been like this.
I'm done after this. Everybody lives in a different reality. And I know we all we're emotionally tied to the reality we live in. But we choose the reality we live in. If you choose to let the things you see in the media and all that weigh in on your day-to-day, then that's the reality you choose to live in. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. I don't give a fuck about politics. I don't give a fuck about anything else going on other than trying to create generational wealth for me and my children. I don't have any distractions. So when we talk about these issues like politics and things like this, they don't affect me because I don't.
Ass get pulled over.
Well, some of us are more community driven. I don't think just about me and my kids. Honestly, I think about us as a whole.
Because
who's us? Black people.
You have to think about us
but
you have to think about us in perspective to other people because everybody else is in focus. So when somebody in your community glasses you or does something to your children, it affects you. So everybody has to think on that level, to be honest, because the motherfuckers next to you could be the ones that cause you harm or something because they're not getting the proper education or they're not getting this or they're not getting that. So it's like we got to care more about us as a
community.
But it starts with us. Don't.
I have a community.
We don't do a lot of shit. We don't build generational wealth either, but I got to start somewhere. Shit. Like if we keep talking about how we don't, so fuck it, we're never gonna get anything done.
It's not so fuck it. It's so I'm gonna do it, and whoever I run across. This is the thing. You attract what you put out. Okay. When I started, it's the truth. When I started to do certain things and live in certain different arenas, all the street niggas I used to hang out with, that I used to hustle with, we magically fell off. It wasn't a beef, it wasn't a fight, but we did different things. When I said I wanted to get in real estate and started studying real estate and talking to people, I ran into multi-millionaire real estate investors that I have in my network now because that's what I decided to do. I'm not saying say fucking and quit, but the more shit, our brain is like a sponge. The more shit that you let in, that's what you have to deal with. So just like you your kids cover their ears when they hear a bad word because they don't want to let it in. We as adults, we have a bad habit of letting everything in. You cannot give a fuck about everything and be productive in one thing. You can't care about sports, politics, Real Housewives drama, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, and then say, "Oh, but I'm really with this generational wealth."
But you can give a fuck about more than one thing, though.
Right, yes. But you can't take it so far because you watch TV?
Sometimes, yeah.
You know how many messages get in your head that sit in your subconscious from an hour of TV a day?
I get 732.
I'm not asking for an exact number.
I mean, you looked at me like you was waiting for a number, so I felt like, thank you, Sean.
I said that convincingly.
My point is, we give ourselves more credit. We think we can handle all these things, and we can't. These things were specifically designed to distract us and disarm us in certain ways.
It's like social media.
We don't even exactly. That's exactly what social media is for. But until you understand the social media game, you can't properly play it. You can make millions off social media.
So how do you know people don't understand certain games?
Because people, the average person is fucking stupid.
I don't think, but honestly, I don't think majority of us are dumb. And when I say us, I mean the community. I think that a lot of groups, a lot of people think Black people are dumb. And I just don't think so. I think we are smart. I think we understand things. I think that we're not going to say, and when I say community mindset, I'm not talking about saving everybody, all these coons and all of that. I'm talking about, generally speaking, I care about the community and I'm community driven, or else I would just invest solely into my own shit. But I invest in other people's stuff. I buy Black, I do support Black, I bank Black all the time. So I have a community mindset while still looking out for my own, but for the community. But I'm not trying to save everybody. I just community thinking when I think about investing in the future, period. I'm thinking more of, okay, I'd rather go spend $5 extra to deal with my people than to get a discount somewhere with another group.
Do you think about your customers when you're cutting their hair?
I do. I love y'all. Well, 99%.
Well, put them out there. Listen.
Who in the one?
You know.
Hey, we, shit.
You know who's in the one.
Sean is not in the one.
No, not Sean.
Look, hey guys, I just want to see us all win.
No,
now you want everybody to win. You just said you ain't give a fuck about nobody but you and your kids.
You know what's so crazy? Because look,
for the rest of your life.
Can I say something? Because I've been on Gallaudet this whole episode. Sitting back, listening because I always tell y'all think I'm playing. I just told Jameel before the show started, I learned so much from the three of y'all. Y'all kind of all really saying the same thing. I mean, it's a little bit stuff that y'all disagree on, but like the goal is to win.
The only thing I think we disagree on is the order, and I stand firm.
We don't disagree on the
order. The order that you have to do things in order to progress.
We don't disagree. I think finances is the base of it. Finance is the.
You just have to feel like you can do things.
You see how y'all coming back
concurrently.
But okay, so finance is the base, but even before finances, it's mental. Everything in the universe is mental. So
Absolutely.
Read again.
You can't achieve the finances you want until you understand what it takes mentally and the focus to get there. You can't understand how to attain that focus until you understand how your brain works. You see what I'm saying? So like I said this on the show. Everything we get an instruction manual with it.
So who tells you how your brain works?
You can go learn.
You can learn about
psychology. Books on psychology are readily available.
Yeah, law of attraction, things like that. There are things that you
listen, I got a library of. I think I have almost.
Why do you? I'm trolling you.
It's like a story for every point we gotta go.
I'm trolling you. Will you please stop entertaining me?
You know I'm gonna entertain it, so I don't know why you keep doing it. Like I was saying,
we know.
I have a library. I have a library of almost 75 books, right? Off Amazon. And I hate to be like them niggas that like, if we stop investing in Jordans, we could blah blah blah. I mean, but for the same price of 2 pairs of Jordans, maybe not even 2, maybe 1, I have a lifetime of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That I can draw back on for pretty much any situation.
Okay, that's great. It's my turn. It's like
I'm just saying, we don't
see
that's our problem. We don't let.
I mean, you see it. You see it.
We don't let what?
When one person says the thought, you just come in with your thought.
You know what I mean? Yatta has been doing that all episode, and when we rewind it, we're going to see. If I said something, Yatta was like, but what about when you get killed and go to jail? But what about when somebody glass the shit out you?
But see, my thing was, I had some legitimate questions that you took sarcastically, but they were legit questions. But I also feel a type of way because I did have a yada, and you just fucking Joe Button my shit. But it's cool, though, because this was deep.
Okay, let's go.
Yatta, it's over.
Let's do it.
Joe Button, where my hat that I gave you, dog?
I
could be wearing it.
Where's his hat that I gave him?
I'm the only motherfucker that wear the hat.
Where's his hat that I gave him?
I took one for the team.
You gave your hat out. Yeah.
Look,
And
I
we
paid good money for these feed-ins. You gonna see these
I don't even want to talk about hats on this
I
side
don't
of
want
the
to
room.
talk about no visor. You got me that punk ass, weak ass motherfucking visor.
Oh, but you was just bigging up Serena and Venus. Now you don't want to wear a visor, huh?
It was that whack ass visor. I own visors and fanny packs.
I mean, how thick did you think the visor part was supposed to be?
Like,
right?
I'm just like, what is
Like,
you?
it
She
should
wanted
like this.
the
You wanted the
accountant
fucking
joint.
Star
She
Wars fucking.
Oh, you wanted the
thick accountant
casino.
She wanted that joint to be this big.
Like this.
That motherfucker look like a fucking high top fan. That joint could be high as
Listen.
shit.
Shout
At
out.
least do the small print that's saying no
They
disclaimer.
couldn't.
This no disclaimer.
This the
wanted you to
because
That
this the
joint that joint
thing.
was definitely remedial
It
and
was
shit.
special
He
fucking ed.
tried to put the logo on there in the resolution.
I'm saying he could have even put the words like this.
And he was like, no
Well, look,
disclaimers. Then he put, then
well,
on the side it was like,
No, he
Okay.
wanted you to stand up
How about
because
this?
you're a star.
How
the
about
North
what if the
Star.
front yell and the
shit
side
was-
was
How about this?
whispering?
I texted Bray
Horrible.
throughout this whole ordeal.
And I was at
you
work. I
definitely
work
did.
with my hands.
I work with my hands too, but I can get to a text if it's urgent.
Nigga, it all
It
sounds
is
good.
different.
It all sounds good.
No,
until
I
she's
don't, hey,
lying
I
and
don't
you
want
to
Sabrae
keep
texting
asking
nobody
That's
what
what
I mean to
I'm
say,
saying.
but
Thank you.
I'd be like,
Thank
Do you have an Apple Watch?
Yes. I can't text on this. All I can say is
don't be
okay.
shaping me up like this. Don't be shaping.
No. All you gotta do is say, message from Jameel, Sabrae. He can't do it on the hat. We need the visor.
But she
Let me
can't
know
really
something.
see the
Wait a
picture.
minute. Hold on 1 second. I
Nah,
have to
fuck
take
that.
this.
I got somewhere to go. I got
ain't no
kids. I
time
need
for
It's
that.
not that
man.
easy if you're like, say you already
It's a
running
paid
behind.
class.
I ain't got to explain that shit. I got to it when I can get to it.
Hey,
Don't listen to Jameel because I'll be texting this nigga while he on a job and he don't hit me back for hours. Be like, I was on a job. No, you ain't tell this nigga like, hold
Because-
on.
because
Fuck your
normally-
life. I gotta get this.
Because I be on the job and I make the time to talk to Yatta about shit, and then Yatta wants to talk about the same shit for 4 hours, and I just gonna be like, hold on, Yatta, I'm on the job.
Don't text her, bro, while she come out here because
Wow.
usually the nigga before me was
Bet.
already late, so he already done made me late.
Fucking bet.
I need
No.
to get out of there.
No.
But why did the front yell and the side was whispering? That
That's
joint
what
was
I'm
like, no
saying. He
disclaimers,
didn't
and
really
the side
fuck
was
with
like,
me.
podcast.
He didn't fuck with me with that. That visor's trash.
What's up, Thorn? Shout out my man.
You gotta wear
Thorn.
that joint
Nah,
upside
fuck
down.
Thor. He should have
Oh
used
my god!
professional.
What?
Did I say fuck him?
Yes.
I'm out of here. You ain't fucking up my connections.
No, I didn't mean fuck him. No, fuck him.
Golly, no
My
disclaimers
shit
it is.
fucking horrible.
Okay, well, I'm not.
He could have used
Those
his.
the hats are dope.
If somebody was like, yeah, nah, I want you to put my shit all the way back here. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna use my professional opinion and let you know. I'm not gonna do that. You gotta go to somebody else to get that shit.
Man, maybe you should have got a bucket hat, like we said.
Did you suggest that?
Bucket hat shit look like LL Cool J.
I didn't know. I
They
didn't
call
know
me
what all
Big
like-
LA.
I didn't know what all he
And
had.
they don't. Nobody calls him that. That's what's wild.
I know. I didn't know what all they
a whole
had.
shelf of fucking distressed denim dad caps. There
Thank
was no
you, Yatta.
bucket hats.
I didn't
on
see
that
a bucket
shelf.
hat option. I'm not going like, ooh, does he have a bucket
Whoa.
hat? Does he have a
Right, no-
sombrero option?
Sombrero. Wow. No, first of all,
Sombrero.
might have been dope.
What is it?
Or
Might have been
Cinco de
dope.
Mayo, we in there.
But how was I supposed to know he had all of those things? I've never been there.
Did he just go to like a hat shop or those are his hats?
No, it was a hat shop.
Oh, okay. I just wanted
Oh, see, I didn't know. I thought it was like his
Maybe we
little,
could have got you a
like,
Koofy, a COOFI.
COOFIE.
this
So they
sounds
just like cookie with an F.
Do people still wear coat? What the fuck is that? She trying to sound it out through the text.
You talking about quinoa? What the fuck you talking about? I like DLP.
That's why I hate. That's why I
Shit.
don't understand the rumors that we all sleeping with each other because I can't fucking stand y'all niggas.
Ain't no bullshit.
We definitely get on each
People
other.
are super wild though because
Can't stand y'all niggas.
rumors have it that this is this one gigantic orgy fest of a
Why
podcast.
do people think that just because you
can't help it that
you
we
with people of the
fine.
opposite sex that you have to be fucking? Like you have to be
because
fucking.
we're
know.
attracted. Like people be like, "Oh my god, that's your bro." Oh my god, and I be like, "Ugh,
Ew, I
Jameel."
know.
Like that
I'm like,
nigga.
ugh.
They
Wait,
be like,
wait.
"Wow,
First of all,
he not ugly."
guess what? I can actually acknowledge that you guys look good.
They be
At
like,
least
Jameel,
Family
I be
Guy.
like,
No, I mean y'all handsome.
Oh, now we handsome.
Oh, yeah, that-
Now we handsome.
You ugly as
Y'all
shit.
We used
handsome.
a piece of
Nah,
shit
you're
a minute
handsome.
ago.
Y'all handsome. Y'all
Jameel,
handsome.
you
Y'all handsome.
ugly as shit. And you know why? Because that's how I feel like all my brothers are.
Right.
Y'all ugly as shit.
Right.
It's like to a
Nah, y'all handsome.
I just now found out y'all have dicks. I couldn't believe it.
Listen,
This
my-
whole
They
time,
do?
My-
this whole time you niggas had dicks. That's wild as shit.
Myself.
I feel deceived. I know
Hey,
you
yo.
for 12 years. 12 years and you had a dick the whole
Wait, wait,
time.
wait.
It's been more than 12 years.
Okay, so
At
wait.
least 12 and the whole time
It's
you
been
had
like
a,
15.
no, it's 06.
So let me ask y'all this: What do y'all think the next? What do y'all think the next rumor is gonna be? We already got we're all fucking somehow.
Oh,
some way.
and FYI, Sean's friends,
That-
I'm not interested. So just please stop asking him.
The next
Please
rumor's
stop
gonna
asking
be.
him on my
Who
mama.
gonna be gay? Who gonna be gay?
My mama.
Which one of y'all?
I'm
Which
not
one of y'all they
interested.
gonna
No,
say
it's
is
not
gay?
going to be gay. It's going to be Well, you already a black racist. Jameel is a part of Illuminati.
Right.
I'm a hoe.
I ain't even
No, that's wild though.
Man,
But
I don't know. I don't know what the next one is going to be.
What would they say about Jameel? What would they say? His eyes is fake.
I've been there. Been there.
The alphabet boys, the alphabet boys gonna be knocking on this door.
Somebody gonna be
you don't
like,
pay taxes, huh?
And she gonna ask me about the shit. So when the last time you paid taxes?
Hey, chill, your lace is showing.
Oh yeah, his beard gonna be a lace.
My beard fake.
His lace beard.
My eyes fake.
What else they gonna say?
I don't take care of my kids.
Oh yeah.
You are hiding
you only
your
see your
child.
kid once.
Hiding the child.
Hiding the
It's gonna be
child.
another light-skinned kid with brown eyes that they gonna be like, see, this look just like
Vondra has a.
I saw.
Yeah, I thought I had. I said,
that's
hold
gonna be
up.
the rumor.
I said, what her mother
We
look
get
like?
on.
What his mother look like?
When we get on, that's gonna be a real rumor. What they gonna say about you, Yatta?
I don't know. What haven't they already? I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Like, what could they gonna say about you? Sean?
They gonna
They probably just say I'm probably one of the realest niggas that ever joined.
but
Nothing major.
you know, when you get on, they always gonna find a negative rumor.
when we
about
do
you.
get on,
now
I
that
have
I'm
some footage
I probably
that
had like 6
But
abortions.
I'm willing
or
to sell to
something like that.
TMZ for the right
Wow.
price.
Sabrae, but that's
gonna
how we
split
lack
it.
empathy
Ooh,
because
man.
We gonna split it.
when those celebs are going through stuff, I'm like,
I'm about to 8 Mile myself.
that's mine, and y'all can't
Never
eat
see
that.
it done.
Yeah.
But like,
Here go my
imagine
titties
being
right
under,
here.
like,
Can't nobody
Right.
blackmail me. My bad. Look. All right, go ahead.
You said
No, I'm saying just imagine being in a microscope, like every move you make. Like I was always like, oh, y'all crying about this, y'all millionaires, this and that. But like, yo, like
They're still human.
You know what though? I've had the
ties into
unfortunate
my
experience of experiencing that without the money.
yeah. So imagine if you had the money.
Listen,
I mean, yeah, I experienced
people
that at
get mad
Sean's
at-
school party.
if I had the money, I'd be fine. Hey, next week we're recording at Stash Studios.
yes. So stay tuned for the new set.
This nigga. Hashtag stash.
Stash.
See you next time on No Disclaimers Podcast.
What
Thank you
hurt?
for
Yeah,
watching.
you tried to
No
subliminally-
Lord.
Yeah, I just feel my back. I don't even feel
Yeah,
my
you
ass
just
no
try
more.
to subliminally.
I told y'all
Right,
that
and I'm fat
50
down.
minutes ago.